The musical one, not the
The one
yarn
with
one.
the diamonds instead of the hexes.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
A video game.
A video
Broken
game.
Age?
Yeah.
Elijah.
Is it the really goofy one on Steam?
This is.
What
'Cause
does
I've
that
actually-
possibly mean?
Does it say that I have recently played it?
And Mike, do you?
What are you showing
Oh.
me?
Never mind.
Maybe
nothing.
that is-
Besides an Asus box, what I assume
it
is a
this?
graphics card.
Yeah, it says PAP
yeah,
20.
it's that one.
Yeah, it's that one.
Is it
College
good?
Zone
I was looking at
Jakarta.
this one.
Oh, it's fantastic, man. You should play it.
What do you want me to do about that?
Because I've played
I don't
games
know.
like Franbo and stuff like that. And everything.
Yeah, it's kind of Franbo-y.
Yeah. Oh, he died.
It's a little bit Franbo-ish.
I'd say it's
played-
pretty Rainbow-ish.
Yeah.
Ultimately less dark, I think. But
Love
Yeah, it's not in the
Frambo.
horror
Nobody
genre,
plays
but-
Frambo. That's awesome. I love meeting other Frambo players. That's amazing.
yeah.
What is
Franbo is
Frambo?
cool, man.
That was a
It's a
trip.
horror
That one was
How
crazy.
do you spell that?
F-R-A-N Bo.
Oh,
Little
Franbo.
Misfortune.
Oh, I
Favorite
haven't played Little
character,
Misfortune.
Palantris. We love Palantris in.
Same people who did Rainbow.
This game looks terrifying.
I've never played Franbo. I've watched so many walkthroughs of it, though.
Yeah.
I watched one a couple weeks ago.
If you want another good one, have you ever played Night in the Woods?
No.
No.
Great. No, play it. It's so good.
That's a
I've been too
threat,
busy
by the
playing
way.
Play it.
What?
You will like it. I promise.
You better play that game, or so help me.
Oh, dude, that cat is like really famous.
Yeah.
What?
The cat that's in this game is.
It's the
like,
most.
famous.
I don't know how it's the most
Oh.
underrated game. Nobody knows
Mr.
about
Midnight?
it, but it's so good.
Is it
So,
Mr. Midnight? It's a cat with a red vest.
Oh.
so, moving on.
We're bonding.
Okay.
In canon, we're bonding over video games.
We're bonding
Yeah,
in
sure.
canon.
In canon, all right. Sure. We'll have that conversation about bonding outside of D&D all day long. Trust me.
What did you think we were doing during the month of traveling? The months of traveling. We were doing Hear Me Out and talking
No.
about video games.
Jack
Our
was
favorite
depressed
plays, you know.
because he gave a hag his cloak.
Only
I
for one week of it.
He started liking the dog from Despicable Me a lot more.
Okay. That was still wild, man.
This time, you are taking 40 damage. Regardless.
Regardless.
Okay, picking up where we left off. That's also on your digital footprint now. Just so you know, Nick. Picking up where we left off.
Better than Devin's.
Touche. You guys finished. You guys ended up conversing with a man who was mute and was a seller of many, many masks. After a conversation with him in sign language and an acquisition of a few of his goods, you continued onward. You guys ended up finding an old windmill completely abandoned. Kind of weird how it was just left there, but good place to bed down for the night. You then continued on and found a hut in a very dense forest, an unreasonably dense forest. And after investigating the hut, you find a couple vials that gave off a magical glow. Upon leaving the hut with them in your hand, a hag reveals herself. She explains to you that you need to trade for what you had taken. And Jack, being the first to go in and converse with the hag, gives up his cloak that he had previously been given during one of his visions as payment for the trespass and the seen as theft of items. As you leave the hut and continue on for a few more days, you run into the bard that you had freed from the prison convoy. All that time a while back, when you originally freed the Keyblinds, having a conversation with him, you continue on. You found these ruins buried in trees. Not anything abnormal about the ruins. It's just something old, some probably historical site. But the trees themselves were what were interesting. They were dead, but not dead. They were clearly no longer alive, but yes, still standing strong and living. Samric proceeded to investigate, and upon trying to tap into this source of energy, gained the ability to speak with plants once a day for free without any spell components. Leaving from there, you guys are immediately jumped by a bunch of bandits, and after some unsavory, that's not the word I want, after some attempt at intimidation and talking your way out of it, you were forced to fight them, and after a decently brutal battle that left you guys way more bloodied than you should have been for something so easy, you did subdue the bandits, tie them up, and leave them. And after that, you come upon, on the horizon line, about 3 hours from where you are, as the sun has already gone down, you see just barely a faint little, what might be a village at the base of the mountain where you're going. Completing the travel to get to this place in 2 months' time. You guys take your long rests. Jack and Noah get a visit from Magus, or as much of himself that he can conjure. You all wake up, and I'm assuming you're trudging toward the village, or what it looks to be. So you all wake up, pack your things, pack up the tent, and make your way forward.
Do we have somebody cast Identify on the deck?
On the deck? Sure.
No.
You can.
I don't know it's magical.
You don't?
What was the
Identify anyways.
Only one way to
description of
find
the-
out.
Why would
Do
you, why would
you-
you cast Identify on a random deck? You know what I mean?
That's true. That's true.
Was it in a cool sleeve? Like, was it in
It is
cool
a box.
looking
There's
box?
just a basic box. It has a...
What color's the box?
It's just a wooden box.
Dude's looking for a reason.
I don't have
Suspicious.
anything for reference here for the description of color. It's a treated wood box. It's
This is a metal box.
the color of your dresser behind you.
Fire.
It's just treated wood. There's nothing etched on it. It's just a basic wooden box. We'll say for the purposes of this will be right before you go to sleep at night.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. If I had props, I would give them out, but I can't do that.
I mean, I have a bunch of wood in my room, but
So this village was in the trees, if I recall.
in the trees.
There's some bits. It's a few hours away. It's at the base of the mountain. It's super dark. If you wanted to get a look at it, you would have had to make a perception check at disadvantage. And we'll say for this is the night before your level up. But that won't matter because you're gonna take one get up anyway. There's nothing gonna happen. So
You said I know what the contents of the deck are, right?
Wait.
So you open the box and you look through the deck, and like just looking at the top of the cards, like there's just different pictures of things. There's humanoids and creatures and all different sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I mean, you're just looking at them. You don't really seem to do anything.
Well, then I'll most likely just like stack them together, put them back in the box.
Okay. You can cast Detect Magic to see if it's magical, or someone could. What was your perception check, Devin?
I'm not gonna lie, I totally forgot we leveled up, so I'm trying to. But here we go.
Are you taking a level in Cleric?
No, not yet.
Okay.
9 for perception.
Yeah, it's hard to make out. You can barely see the little bit of fire, you think? Some, maybe light over there? It's so far away and so faint, you can't even tell from where you are if there's a civilization there. If you didn't see it before, you wouldn't believe it's there now.
Dang. That's pretty bad.
It's pretty well hidden. You doing anything with the deck?
It's in a wooden box
All right.
in my bag.
Okay. Put the box in the bag.
May I know what the deck is called?
Nope.
Okay.
Not until you identify it in some sense.
I'll just remember that I have it.
Mm-hmm. If you were suspicious of it in any way being magical, you could cast Detect Magic on it. Or Detect
I'm
Magic,
really not.
and it would appear in the vicinity.
It's a cool looking deck.
Other than that, you would just have to play around with it and find out. Okay. So you all head down. Your level up happens. You wake up. And you trudge on forward to a small village. Not big enough to be a full village, but there's small stuff there, and it's pretty far out still for you to get a solid sight of it. It's really hard because of how it's like hidden in the tree line.
Do we see,
You know, I know this village is pretty secluded, but like, that's. I wonder how many people are out here. I mean, it's pretty far off the beaten path, right?
Very far off.
it is a bit bizarre. I'm gonna. Do we see anybody?
Make a perception check.
Any sign of life or?
It's
In the middle of the forest.
it's still pretty, like, upon waking up and starting to travel, it's still pretty decent. It's like 3 hours of travel away from you. So trying to make out humanoid figures, you can certainly try. Probably be another perception check.
Smoke. I was thinking more like either seeing smoke or like signs that people have messed with the forest leading up to it.
Make a perception check.
Is there a source of water out here?
Right where you are? No. As far as
Our
you can tell,
village.
Senric? No.
I don't really see any sign of life.
There's no source of natural water in your vicinity, but it's still pretty difficult to see. It's pretty far out. You have to get closer if you wanted to truly investigate it.
I mean, it does seem strange. All the villages we've passed so far have been along the rivers or by the ocean.
Do you think this could be some sort of like cult or something? They might not take friendly to strangers.
Well, if this is the same mountain I've seen in my visions, it could be a volcano, and that also seems dangerous to build by.
What are we looking for exactly? Do we know?
Yes. My poorly explained one-way conversation that you guys could only hear. That was like 4 weeks ago.
and you haven't contacted him since.
It's been 2 months, guys.
It's been 2
We all
months.
forgot what we came here for.
An artifact. I'm just gonna leave it at that. That's what
Right? I know it had to do with the vision that you had.
I
We're
had
here
a
for
vision.
magic.
Yeah.
I had a vision where I was pulled through like a pool of fire into an underground cavern, and there was
There's a pool of water.
it was a pool of water. I'm remembering it
Boiling
wrong.
water
Yeah.
or something like that.
It was like boiling water.
We're all just looking up at the volcano and we're like, yeah, I kind of forgot. I
Right into the heart of it.
What are we doing?
Pulled
like,
through boiling water.
there's something here, wasn't there? I could have sworn.
Why did we travel for 2 months to get here? What was the point of life?
It's
Like,
been 2
Everybody
months.
make
through a
wisdom
lot.
saving throws. See what part of your
Somewhere-
memory you get to keep.
Yeah.
No.
Are you trying to hurt
It's the
us?
forgetfulness spell. It's being cast on us. Whatever
There's
the frick they
okay.
did.
I found it. There's a narrow underwater cave
Mhm.
that we're trying to find under a pool of boiling water, where there is a large stone door, and if we get through that large stone door, we will find a temple-like room
Mhm.
where there's an altar that is a statue with a cloak. That's what the altar is.
There's an
And
altar
that is-
and a statue of the cloak both there.
What?
Yep.
They're in the middle of the altar. Okay. On the altar is a statue with a cloak.
Might have
And
worded
then-
that wrong, but pretty much the concept, yes.
Okay, we're looking for a statue and a cloak.
Yeah, and that's all I know, because then I was pulled all the way back. Cool.
And there's kind of like a
Like being yanked by a
non-zero
rope.
chance that we're gonna run into some crazy people along the way.
Yeah,
Always a chance.
That's what you're here for, Sandrick.
we're always running into crazy people.
Yeah, especially
one
that,
guy,
hag.
Steven.
Oh, you're gonna hear Sandrick. Yeah, especially that hag. Oh, look over at Jack and be like, sorry.
I think it was more normal than the guy with the masks.
I know I might have apologized before, but I'm sorry for falling for the charm.
I mean, it happens to everyone at some point, probably.
Shout out, Steven.
Wasn't that
But-
literally? It wasn't charmed go against my wisdom.
Yeah.
That was literally my thing, and I
Yep.
failed. That's insane.
You rolled, I think you rolled like a natural 3 or something like that for that save. Yeah, 100%. You did not roll high at
I-
all.
Don't think there's a point of wasting time casting blame on anyone, because, like, by that logic, I also should have realized, because I'm a fae, she's a fae. You know.
And I
Well,
also
that logic, Sandrick should have called it out.
And my logic
You're
is
just
shouldn't
gonna
have
see
gone in the house.
Sandra kind of drop his head.
Cedric didn't know it was a fae until after she showed her face, which was after he was charmed.
Yeah.
So at that point, it was too late for him to give in. But
I just thought she was a chill guy. You know what I mean?
she was, honestly.
I thought
Yeah,
she
pretty
was a
cool.
guy, so
Crazy.
Trade-off.
Diversity win.
Do we want to go in quietly, or do we want to just
Yeah.
kind of
so
go in?
No M word again.
going in quietly, does it make it seem like we're trying to steal stuff?
Are we trying to steal stuff?
I don't think that's worked out
Technically-
well for us.
Technically, we're stealing
there-
from whoever decided to put the stupid cloak in the cave. But
Not from the village.
well, you don't know.
It
Maybe
doesn't
it's like
sound
the-
very good when you put it like that.
But also, the village could be here because the temple is here.
Yeah, well,
That's true.
we might be at SOL if it's like their sacred ancient relic that they keep hidden for some god awful reason.
SOL? What?
Should I look?
It's not a
Well-
common phrase I use. Sorry.
Yeah. What?
What?
You guys don't know what SOL means?
No.
You just
Shit out of luck.
Oh.
Oh.
Every time you
Anyway.
say that, I just think of different
I think it's soul.
acronyms, anagrams. What is that one?
No, I was
Acronym.
trying to think of
Okay,
any
thank you.
acronym that had that.
I was like, son-in-law?
I was like,
Yeah.
I did not heard it online. Son-in-law.
Yeah,
Son-in-law?
we're son-in-law.
Yeah, we're
Son-in-law.
son-in-law. Yeah.
I say at least we be a little quiet until we can get a closer look.
I agree.
Are we worried about the fact that it's daytime and there's no people out? Maybe they're nocturnal?
That would be fun.
It hasn't escaped my notice.
But if they're nocturnal, there could be reasons for that, and that sounds scary.
That's why I think we should sneak up.
But also,
Well,
if
they're
we're
not
nocturnal, that means,
sleeping.
yeah, they're sleeping.
Do we all agree to sneak up and get a closer look?
Yeah,
I'm sure, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the best thing.
Everybody roll stealth checks.
at this point, it's like, guys, I think they're in the houses because there's houses.
Guys, I think that's where they sleep.
Oh
What
my
is with my
gosh.
rolls?
Wow, I would love to be able to find anything.
What?
2 seconds.
Oh,
Big
Yeah.
number, not small
The
number.
setup is different.
the second one from the bottom.
A six, Nick?
51.
A 7.
What?
A 6.
51.
7. What'd you get, Sandrick?
10.
10.
Big number.
Noah?
Big number.
16.
16. What is that, Nick? Is that 6?
It's
Big number. 15.
It's backwards,
It
brother.
could be 6. It could be 6 or 15. And if I say big number, it's the bigger one of the
Big.
two.
For all I
It
know,
could've
you're
been
memeing
15
and saying big number and telling me 6. Okay, so 15, 16, 10, and 7.
7.
I love having
Cheers.
disadvantage on stealth.
It is fun, isn't it?
You had heroic inspiration.
How
though,
close
right?
are you getting?
That's true.
You're saying you're sneaking up to get a better look. So are you getting close? Or are you just getting within eye shot? What are you doing?
Yeah, eye shot. I was thinking
Okay,
eye
so
shot.
you guys are. You continue your normal pace until you get within about a half-hour walk of it, where you have a better view, and you start to slow down and pull into a more stealthy-like approach. For those of you that wish to try, you can make a perception check to gauge what you're looking at.
17.
Guys, this isn't a good day. A 5.
This is why we have physical dice.
Is that
Natural
also
one.
a wisdom?
Oh my gosh.
Total
Ten.
of
That was the worst collective roll I think we've ever done.
It looks great, guys.
natural one, total of.
2.
All right, Riley, did you roll at all?
Got a 10.
10. 17, 10, 5, and 2. You guys.
I've got a case of the Mondays.
So,
It's Thursday.
The sun
Sandrick and
hits our
Teo,
eyeballs.
you guys get distracted by Whisk, who's like doing tricks and stuff with his little scythe, and he's just playing around with it, like cutting vines and branches, and he's just having fun. And you guys are like, half like, I'm gonna babysit the child, and half like, I don't want to get hit by the child. And another part of you's like, it's kind of fun. And you kind of get distracted by what you're trying to look at. Noah, you know, because you saw it before and it's been pointed out to you, that there's huts here. You know that there's some sort of building here. You just can't distinguish it between the foliage and the houses. They're just the same. Like, they blend in and mesh together so well. You just
I can't see that far.
Good
like, you
architect.
know it's there and you know it's in visual range, but it's just so well camouflaged that you just can't discern anything. Jack, you can make out outlines of small huts and stuff. There's a mixture of a couple of things on the ground, a couple of stuff in the trees, and just a way about it that is like so expertly camouflaged that you can barely make out outlines of this stuff. Like, it requires most of your concentration to just sit and look at it, like having to trace the outlines with your finger to tell yourself that's where it is.
Guys, I see some outlines of some buildings on the ground and buildings on the trees. I can't stop staring. I'll lose them if I do.
Pretty much.
What do
Alright,
you mean you'll lose?
that's it. Can I use that gem I have to make... What's it called?
Homunculus?
A homunculus servant?
That depends. Do you have an infusion
bird.
slot to spend?
I do.
How long does it take?
I think it's instantaneous. Yeah, instantly forms.
Okay. If you want to describe how that happens.
So I have this orange gem that was graciously given to me by Sanric and then not given back. And
Graciously stolen.
graciously stolen.
Oh, I'm gonna crash out here soon, guys. Because
It's for a
And-
spell. Ish.
In a flash, like all these like mechanical and robotic parts form around it, and it looks like a hummingbird. And it has like the orange gem as its heart and center, and you can kind of see it like glowing out through the center of this hummingbird.
Mark that as an infusion slot used.
Okay, I will.
And as long as you wish to maintain that servant, you have to keep that slot checked.
How much money do you need for your summons and stuff?
me?
Yeah.
My first spell, I need to make a token worth, I believe it was 200? Yeah.
Do you guys not have 200 gold?
I have like,
We do.
I can loan you like 37 right now if you want.
Say, I thought you guys like collectively have at least 1,000 gold pieces.
I have 96.
No.
No. Just me
You,
and Jack.
you can
are
have 37 more.
You and Jack have how much?
Why are you
200
giving me your gold?
around.
Right, yeah,
Why
you guys
not?
didn't roll very high on the
We had
tables
this
keep
conversation,
travel, did you?
remember?
Yeah.
You
You
can,
can use your gold for stuff.
For what? What am I gonna do? I don't know what capitalism is.
I don't know what capitalism is. Here in the Feywild, we have communism.
Communism, wow.
I'm sorry.
I'm
No,
pretty
we're
sure
not.
it's more socialism.
I couldn't not say that. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah.
They don't have material wealth in the Feywild.
We got trees, you know?
They deal in other types of currency than gold and coin.
Like, hear me out, cakes.
Shut up.
Yeah.
A lightning bolt strikes Jack. Nick, I need you to roll 3d6, drop the lowest, do that 5 times.
5 times in a row. I should go hit the lottery.
Alright.
No, that's...
With
Is it 6? No, it's 5. It's 6? It's 6.
I'll take money, but if you ever need me to
It's
buy
rolling
something,
in
I'll
cash.
do it. How about that? That
Okay.
could be our agreement. What
Yeah,
is how
that
much
sounds
money?
good.
What you said?
37. I spent 3 on a mask the other day.
It's 6 times. I lied, Nick. You need to do that 6 times.
I know I bought a mask. I don't remember what it looks like.
They're
I have
still
8.
they're still in the art drops if you go look.
Oh, I remember.
And then can I send the bird out over the village, and because I can see what it sees, because it's a telepathic bond.
Okay, how
Send it over the village.
I don't have the stats for this pulled up. So is
It's-
there a range in how much you can see from it?
Dark vision 60 feet, passive perception of 14.
Right, you physically seen through it. Is there a
Yeah.
range of connection?
It doesn't say.
Doesn't say anywhere about a range.
No.
It usually specifies something.
The homunculus must be within 120 feet of you.
To be able to see through it?
That's for channeling magic, but I assume it would be. I mean, that's fair.
I spelled servant wrong.
I'm wondering if you can use your twin telepathy to make Jack be able to see through it. That would be crazy.
I actually can.
Nope.
Yeah.
Because if I can see it, I could just put it in his head.
I
Yeah.
actually need to go through and double check the ruling on that, if you can actually send mental images or if it's just speaking.
It's definitely just me.
It'd be a funny prank.
I'm pretty sure it's just speaking. Okay.
Well, yeah, but
Um,
I can see through anybody's eyes if I'm like really close to them.
It's a twin
determine
thing.
Its appearance is it friendly to you?
All
and your
twins can do that.
companions, creatures,
Oh.
games.
Yeah, I can.
It doesn't say anything about
perceive-
being able to see through it like it's a familiar.
I googled it, and
I'm
Google
looking.
said
I'm looking at the rule book in Tasha's Cauldron for it. So,
I know because it couldn't give me anything.
yeah, it's you determine its appearance. It is friendly to you and your companions. Obeys your commands. In and it uses your proficiency bonus. In combat, it shares your initiative. It takes its turn immediately after yours. It can move and use reactions on its own. It can only take the only action it can take is the dodge action, unless you take a bonus action on your turn to tell it to do something. That action can be one in the stat block or from another action if you are incapacitated. Can only take action of its choice, not just dodge. And then in order to heal it, you have to cast Mending on it. It doesn't say anything about being able to see through it. It's just a mental link to
I'm getting
command it.
conflicting.
I don't think you
information.
can see through it like a familiar.
They're according to D&D Beyond, you can. But also, this is
Where?
very deep into D&D Beyond forums.
On the forums is not out of the rulebook.
I know.
Those would be
I'm
homebrew.
working on it.
I'll tell you what you
I don't know.
can do.
I guess it's up to you.
I'm gonna look it up
I
in
have
the
a
actual
cat.
physical book. I'll tell you what you can do. If you so wish to try, you can attempt to void stalk this servant as
okay.
it's flying.
One day I'm gonna get this scry spell and it's gonna be over for you guys.
Yeah, Scry is like a 5th level spell.
I'm getting there.
As a half caster?
One day.
Now that you are level 7, actually the rules for void stalking have changed for you. Fun fact. There's nothing in the physical book that says it either. It's the same thing I just read.
But all of the arguments I'm seeing are that is the reason to create a homunculus servant.
To cast magic from somewhere that you're not.
No, that's not what it's saying.
That is the reason.
No, I understand what you're saying. That is what we're ruling it as. I'm just saying.
It's a nice, cool
Many,
little
many
pet
people
that
disagree
lets you
with you.
cast magic from wherever you're not. It can do a lot of things, and it can act as a familiar in every way except for seeing through it.
All right, let's nightmare scry on the little bird thing then.
Nightmare Scry is crazy.
It's what I've been calling it this whole time, and just now hearing that is crazy.
No, I have. I just choose not to. I searched the word scry, and the top thing that pops up is teleport, and that makes me upset. Okay. Scry. So, usually to scry, when you scry on a target, the target has to make a saving throw, and depending on how well you know the target and such, affects the saving throw to their thing. So like, if you've heard of the target, the saving they adds a 5 to their roll. The way we're going to do this, because you aren't technically scrying, is you are going to make a wisdom check. using the rules of scrying. So instead of the target making the roll, you make the roll to see if you beat the DC.
So you wanna
Which is
make
kind of what
one-
you've already been doing, but the DC's been impossibly high for a very long time because it's such a far-fetched idea. But because of your encounter with Magus last time, he has imbued a power of this onto you.
So you want me to roll a wisdom saving throw and
Nope, just a normal wisdom check.
I would just
So you're gonna make a
You're right.
wisdom check,
your wisdom check.
and the knowledge of your target. So if you have knowledge of the target,
Which I do.
it changes the DC. But if you have something that belongs to the target, either which you would have the equivalent of a body part of the target, you get to add 10 to the roll. So I'm inverting the
My
scrying
wisdom
rules.
check.
Yes,
So I got a 25.
perfect. So you guys watch as Noah brings out this gem and then like tosses it up a little, and a bunch of these, and it takes a minute because you don't just get to use it instantly. Like, it takes like a minute to use your infusions or something like that. So she sits down for like a minute and then tosses up this gem, and all of these metal parts fly in around it and build this little hummingbird, and then it takes off, and then you watch as she sits there and concentrates. And you focus in on the bird. And instead of floating around like you have before in the darkness of the aether, you feel your consciousness ascend up into it, enter the stream of flowing aether, and then narrow in down right on your servant. As it flies over this encampment, make a perception check. And I will write up the
That
rules
was
for this. to give to you
natural
later.
1, but it was a 7.
Okay. From a bird's eye view, you don't have to fight the foliage as much to see the camouflage, but it's still very heavily camouflaged, and you don't see any people. Your servant's circling what you think is the area. It's really hard because of the nature of the spell to see past what you're scrying on. But you get a glimpse of it, but it's not much. And then gaining as much information as you can, which isn't a whole lot because low rules. You pull your consciousness back into your body. You do not suffer a point of exhaustion. But you are out of breath. You do gather if you try and do this more than once per day, you will gain a point of exhaustion.
They're really trying to not let us see anything out there.
It's like they're trying to be hidden.
I'm assuming you don't mean specifically us. I'm hoping.
Well, they've done a lot of work to camouflage that village at the base of that mountain. That's what I
would a
mean.
whole village need to camouflage themselves for?
You do gather
you
it's
know.
not the size of a full village.
Oh,
You know, recently we were at a village that had to hide themselves. You know?
Yeah,
So
could be full of, you know.
This is actually where the ancient red dragon resides, where they got all the wormlings from.
we went in a circle, guys. We went to the wrong
You
mountain.
hear a loud roar. Everybody roll initiative.
They've built a small hamlet at the base of this mountain, and they've camouflaged it, and we know for theory that there may be a temple under that mountain.
Yes.
Something is going on here.
I think
Could
you
be.
might be right.
Magical.
You don't say
Could
that
you
word.
could you cast?
I know.
Wait. detect magic only works for like 30 feet, right? It's not an actual
I
like.
think we're way too far away for that.
Yeah, you're about a half
Yeah.
hour distance of walking.
You know what really would have been nice? That mast that makes you get a bird's eye view.
That's true.
Too bad none of us bought that.
We're cheap. Can we say?
You know, guys,
That was a cheap price.
this does exist. I conjure up Abel, and I have Abel go.
Oh no.
All right.
Yeah,
So you
this
have
is
Abel
cat?
flying in a similar... No.
Well, it's a cat.
Cat?
Well, I mean, it can fly. It's a celestial cat, I think.
No, that's right.
I don't think it has a fly speed in its cat form.
Hold on.
I also thought Abel was usually
It does.
A
It
bird.
does have a flying.
in its cat form.
It's a tiny celestial.
It's based on.
It's a fine
the
It's a-
god-
familiar, okay? I'm going.
It's a sphinx of wonder.
Its form is based on the god, and
Right,
Magus
right.
is the cat.
Okay, fair enough. Right, that's why it's no longer flying because you sphinx. Cool. Okay, so you send in your cat.
Cat.
Is the cat stealthing?
Yes, it's also orange.
Make a stealth check for the cat using the cat stat block.
+5. That's pretty
I mean, if
good.
the cat,
It's a
that's
cat.
normal.
What if the cat's just a cat?
24.
24. Wow.
Let's
nice.
go. Oh
Solid
my
roll.
goodness.
Solid rolls. And I'm assuming you're gonna send your consciousness to the cat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Duh.
All right. So the cat starts going forward. It is about still like half hour from where you guys are. So the cat won't be able to be recalled mentally. It has a range limit on your telepathic connection. You can maintain your sight through it, but you won't be able to give it commands.
We'd have to get closer.
You have to get closer or tell it to just like walk in and then walk back. And you'd have to wait an hour.
Jack, do you think you could
Actually,
scout
longer
ahead?
because your cat's stealthing.
No, it has to be 100 feet. It has to be 100 feet to do anything.
Well,
Can we just turn Sanric into a cat? Send him?
Maybe
We
We
can
could
do
turn
that.
it into a pig.
You know, guys, I was recently watching the D&D movie again. What if he turned into a fly?
that is up to the DM.
What's the intelligence stat of a fly? Oh
I
wait, no,
don't-
you can
I
wild
don't-
shape. That's fine. That doesn't matter. You are still half an hour away. So to go there and back would be an hour.
I thought you said an eye shot.
Yeah. That's still within eye shot.
My bad. I was thinking like 1,000 feet.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking. Oh,
I mean, you can
Okay.
still look a mile down the road and make out shapes.
I was picturing the closest cliff. I don't know.
I don't know what that.
okay.
I mean,
I say we continue sneaking to get closer because we need to be closer to do stuff.
Yeah, let's keep going.
But we're still stealthing.
Yep. Okay, so you continue stealthing forward. How close do you want to get?
Two?
2 baseball fields.
What the frick is
I'm
a
an
baseball
American.
field?
About 200 feet.
It's a diamond.
Football field's 400 feet.
Okay,
maybe
so you're
I-
gonna get 800 feet. Oh, just shy of 1,000 feet away.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure. Whatever the frick that means. So you guys continue on, getting closer. The features are getting a little easier for you to make out. If y'all want to make perception checks one more time to see if you can make out anything.
Ooh, dirty 20.
Dude,
32.
12.
19.
19.
We all have, we're on your side.
11.
We're all going, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
It's like it was just so hard before.
What'd you get?
It was just a camouflage, you know?
Seven.
Just,
Yeah.
What'd
Well,
you roll?
I got a 12.
12. 11, 12, 30, 20, 19. Cool. Jack and Sanric, you know it's there, and you're trying to piece the outlines together, and it's this. You're maintaining the same as you did before, Jack, of trying to get any outlines. Sanric, you're now starting to see what Jack was pointing out before. Teo and Noah. Okay, yeah. Obviously, these are huts now. This makes sense. You think that's a bridge between the different like huts that are up there. Like you're starting to see more of a village come together, and it is very clearly like half the size of a village. It's pretty small.
I've just remembered the huts are in the trees.
Some of them are, yes. The ones that are in the
Right.
trees are the hardest to make out. And there's like
Right.
a couple like mud huts in the ground that are like blend in almost perfectly. What are we doing?
Everyone wait here. And I'm gonna turn into a lizard.
A lizard. Okay.
It's a tiny creature, a little lizard, and I'm gonna start scurrying my way over there.
Jesus. All right. So you travel forward and you're 800 feet away. So what's the
I have
speed
a
of a
movement
lizard?
of 20.
Huh?
20.
20?
20.
Yeah.
20 climb, 20 movement.
So on a double dash, you're moving 40 feet. You're 800 feet away. Yike.
You're gonna be out of breath, bruh.
So my brain just blinked on the math for that. That's 200 rounds? Yeah. So
Wait, 800. You said 800 feet.
800 feet. He's moving 40 feet around. So that's 200 rounds.
Wow, I did not expect this.
So it would be.
It's only 20 rounds, bruh.
Is it 20?
I was like, that's not 800
Okay.
rounds.
It's 20 rounds.
Look, I can't see it, alright? If it was written in front of me, I could do it. I can't see
Dang.
it.
It's 800 divided by 80 times 2.
You just threw off whatever math I was doing. So 20 rounds. So you guys end up waiting. It's gonna take you like 2 minutes to get there at full dash. So you dash in as your little lizard form. Kind of out of breath when you get there. It's a very, very small village. There's a few huts here and there in the trees. There are probably about 5. They are connected by bridgeways, walkways. One of those two. And there's about 3 huts made of clay, dirt, and grass. Not Hobbit hole-like, but just kind of Hobbit hole-like. It's kind of hard to describe it without making it sound like a Hobbit hole, but it's not nearly as intricate. It's more designed to blend in. And it's pretty big. Like, everything here is built for someone who's probably 6-7 feet tall.
I still, being in this place, don't see anybody.
Now that you're getting here, make a perception check.
Thank you. Not, dirty 20.
Sorry, my roommate's turned off all the light. I'm using that so you can see this thing. Okay. Dirty 20. Yes. So looking around, there's only a few people walking around. Most of them are elven. Almost every single person here is an elf. You see maybe like 1 or 2 dwarves and 1 or 2 drow, and everyone else is either a high elf or a wood elf.
Oh, no.
Is this a druid grove?
You don't know?
What are they doing?
Drugs.
I'm Chuck.
Sued.
They're passing around the shoom.
So look, they are. They don't look like they're townsfolk. These aren't like a group of people who are living here. They look more like guards. Almost everyone here appears to be a guard of some sort. You're best at being in here and looking around. This is most definitely an outpost. This is not an actual town. That's why it's so small. It's just meant to blend in and see.
Is it a do they have official uniforms that have crest or stuff, or is it just a bunch of ragtag stuff?
No, they're in full uniform. And
Can I
actually,
see
now
it,
that you're
Brad?
looking at it, their armor is shifting colors as they walk, helping them blend into more to their surroundings. They don't make any noise when they step, even though you watch them step on dry leaves and there's no noise. Their armor. So you ever seen the movie Epic?
Yes.
You know,
That's what you're
they
getting?
get shrunk, and then so their armor looks like that green armor that they have in there. They just don't have any helmets on.
Okay.
All of the guards are holding some sort of pole arm. It looks like a spear, except for the end of it is like the top half of a scimitar. Very elegantly made from what you're able to glean from them.
I think is that a glaive? I think that's
It's an elven glaive. With a dirty 20. No, you wouldn't notice that. Yeah. So you're able to
But-
maintain.
no banners, no insignia.
They have markings on their armor. Not even on their armor, because their armor helps them blend in. There is some sort of marking on. I don't know where they would put such a thing. Okay, for the sake of this, they don't have any direct markings on them. You would guess that the armor they wear is what distinguishes them as like a part of which military kind of deal. They don't have like an emblem of I belong to this kingdom or this clan.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but they do have some sort of chain of command, and like you see like someone walk up and give a couple orders and they walk away, and like they salute, but you don't see any identification marks to say like this is the commander, this is the sergeant. Like you don't see that, but they know.
From wherever I'm at, do I see any of the huts that stand out?
No.
Can I try to climb into one of the huts?
On the ground or in the?
Let's go to the sky for ground first. I'll
Right.
hurry up
There's
and
3
try
on
to
the
go through like a
ground.
wind.
And then there's 4 in the trees.
I'll go to one on the ground.
Right. So, from where everything's positioned, there's one to your left, there's one on the back left, and then there's one on the back right.
I'll go to the one on the left, the
Right,
closest.
so you scurry into there. It's just food provisions. Nothing interesting, nothing crazy. Just a bunch of food.
All right. I
And,
think I got enough.
One of the guards spots you and like shoos you out of the little food hut. He's like, nope, not for you, get out.
I'll just like scurry across the floor.
scurry
out of
away.
the...
They have
out
enough
of the
respect for
hut.
animals not to
They're gonna-
stomp on you, but like they don't want animals in their food hut.
All right. I think I got enough. I'm going to try to go unnoticed and head back to the party. That's literally Sanric POV. That's literally what I kept thinking in my head whenever I say scurry.
I was waiting for Devin to ask if he could save you 15% or more in car insurance.
Oh man.
Is this me? Oh, lizard. That's why. Okay, I understand now.
So,
This is me dashing all the way back to
No.
the.
yeah, it is. you like crawl out and then like you look around and then you're like. You guys
This
watch
is
as
me
this
booking
little
it.
lizard is running towards you guys and then Sandrick appears.
Oh,
No, I'm gonna stay lizard
wow.
form.
You're gonna
As
stay
long
as
as
a
I
you're
can.
just gonna run up to them and look at them as a lizard.
I'm gonna crawl.
shit, a
up
lizard.
I'm gonna crawl
Roll
up
for initiative.
Teo's up
Pants.
to her to
Theo,
his
a lizard
shoulders.
just walks up and starts trying to climb on you.
Oh god. Okay.
You just let it
Don't
happen.
worry, it's me.
He doesn't know
I'll
that.
probably try to like put it in my hand. I'll be like, "Can I help
No,
you?"
no, no. I can speak. We've clarified. I can speak in my wild shape.
We have clarified that you cannot.
we've clarified that you
What?
definitely
I
cannot.
I said this like
100%
every time you wild shape. I'm like, no, no.
Maybe that's someone else. Okay. Maybe. All right.
I said for the
Um,
sake of the one thing I liked about the 2014 rules for wild shape is that you can't speak because that kind of takes a lot of the cool roleplay elements out of it. Also, it
Make
doesn't
lizard
make
sounds.
sense. It doesn't make sense.
That changes everything. I turn back into Sanric.
Okay.
Oh,
Sure you don't want to make lizard sounds?
sure you don't want to move off of Teo first?
I'm
I'm
assuming
just
he
holding a
went to bed.
fulcrum, man.
You hold him
Did
and
you
then
get any of that?
halfling.
Yeah, I got we
Yeah.
we got all of it.
Just a halfling.
I don't even know.
Oh hey.
You just stare
You
at
got
Teo.
it. Thank you.
All right.
So Devin runs up and then he's in front of you. And there's
Why is there
Cedric.
so sense?
Hunger of an
So
Ark.
it's. So it's. Oh man. So it's. So we were right. There's something definitely going on. They look like a military. They have armor that shades into the background, and it seems like they're all part of a.
So you saw people, humans?
Elves, mostly elves, some dwarves, and a few others, but that was it.
And you said they're camouflaged.
Yeah, they wore some strange armor. They all had it.
Well,
They
pre-
saluted each other, giving out orders. I think there's some sort of outpost or something.
I mean, you've been in military. Is it normal to salute other military people?
Oh, local militia. You've been in the military.
Yes. Yeah, that's usually how it goes. Could be different for different cultures. I don't know.
Well, I
But,
mean,
but they certainly didn't seem like the. What would you call the kingdom's army or military force?
Oh, they had a name, and I don't know where it is on my notes.
The King's Guards? I don't.
The Royal
the
Military.
Kingsmen.
That's
The Royal Militia.
the Royal Military is probably. I don't think I actually ever gave the kingdom a name.
Kingdom
Really?
of We Hate
They don't-
Magic.
the anti-magic kingdom.
I'll just say they don't look like any
Actually,
guard.
that's just pretty good.
They don't look like any guard.
Uh,
They don't look like any guard I've ever run into before.
This is forgotten knowledge. That's not helpful. There we
Well,
go.
at least we know
I mean,
they're.
presumably they'd be in hiding from the kingdom if they're elves and dwarves and stuff, right?
Are elves and dwarves frowned upon in the kingdom?
No.
You know
thought
dwarves
so.
aren't, because you traveled with one.
Yeah.
You don't know about
Wait, no, no.
elves.
Yeah, we
No.
don't really.
You've
we've
never seen one before. Come to think of it.
Have
Didn't
we?
they like vanish?
Have you? Maybe. Has Teo? Maybe.
No, certainly.
You've at least seen a Ladrin.
When will
The
you
twins,
awake?
you have no memories. You've never
Don't
seen
do
one.
this to me, Mackenzie. But were there not elves on the?
There was a
Arkansas?
couple on Astari. I will say that.
Yeah.
Was there
You've
none in
never
the
seen
village?
it anywhere else.
Was Stephen?
I
an elf?
didn't. That would have been huge to know.
Steven? No, he's a human.
Oh.
Well, I mean,
can
they're
go pick
presumably
through
in
my
hiding.
Astari notes real quick.
They're camouflaged.
Yeah,
So
but that's all I
Was-
got. I don't know if they were guarding.
There were 2 elves on
But-
the Astari console in that council.
Elwain from the Druid Grove not an elf? No.
she's a
Why?
druid.
Did I have my? I didn't pin those notes. What the freak is wrong with me? I didn't pin my NPC
Stupid.
notes.
Idiot. She's not an elf, she's a druid.
I did
You
pin
were a
them. They're right here.
moon.
I thought you were
She
a
was a
man.
Oh,
wood
what?
elf.
She was a wood elf.
Yeah, she was an elf.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have so many NPCs. Let me put it this way: in an actual civilization, in a town or anything like that, you have never seen an elf. The only place you have seen them is a very secluded grove of druids that are hiding from being demolished, an island of resistant magic users who are hiding from being demolished, and Sandrick and this village that is this outpost that is completely camouflaged to the point where you guys can barely even make it out.
Was that man with the funny accent an elf? From the
He was
other
a shape.
continent?
Um,
Greg?
Carl?
Carl?
Carl.
the one that got on the boat with us.
Yeah, the rogue.
Was he an elf?
Carl.
I thought he was a man.
Was
Oh, he
Fix
was human.
Fix was a shape changer, right?
Yes.
He
Yeah.
wasn't an elf. He was
Fix was a changeling.
yeah.
Did I not put Carl in my NPC notes?
I
This
was
is just to see
sure
how
he was
many
a
notes he has
human.
on the NPCs.
I didn't. Carl was a
Carl.
drow, I believe.
Oh, that checks out.
Carl.
But he's not in my NPC list. I think I forgot to copy and paste his note into there.
He was a drow? That's fine.
Carl did also get his shit rocked.
What?
Yeah, by Chase.
Ryder
gave
or
him a
Chase?
thwack.
Carl was chill.
No, he definitely got beat up by Chase.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
Chase
when
beat
he's
the
gonna
crap
get
out of
right.
Carl.
Okay, he kind of deserved it then. Yeah.
Carl.
That was
Yep.
before we knew Carl.
Carl
Yeah.
was in fact a drow.
Okay, chill. Just making
I mean,
Gonna copy and
I
paste
like
that
those
note
odds.
into my NPC
What?
list now, because for some
What?
reason he just
I like
wasn't
the
in there.
odds.
What do
The
you mean by?
odds? Yeah,
what do you
we
mean?
should go for it.
I think we
Let's-
should go for it. The amount of elves that we've seen in the wild, not really many.
Well, think about it rationally. Elves are a magic race, are they not?
Yeah,
They have
So,
presumably.
Magically
They'd have to go
inclined.
the two of you
They're not
they're not-
innately.
wouldn't know.
oh, right. Sorry.
I would say Teo can make a.
I've never heard of an elf.
You,
I
you,
love
you've heard of
Harvard.
elves, but you haven't had any interaction. You barely had any interactions with them, and you never discussed their bloodline abilities. Teo can make a history check.
It's kind of
and
crazy.
Sanric can make one at disadvantage.
It's
And
like-
11.
Okay.
It's like any basic common sense thing about the world. It's just,
-2 is my roll.
Well, I
Guys,
asked what
okay.
information we'd like to retain, and you said nothing. So I said, okay.
Yeah, and I'm not allowed to know what underwater geysers are.
that's a theory.
Just a game theory.
I don't
That's
think...
just geography, man.
Consider the following.
I don't know the full geography of underwater geysers.
They're really cool. You should Google it.
I will eventually. 11. Zamric, what'd you get?
-2.
We've all got a kiss in the window.
You're rolling out. What is your? Do you have negative 3?
-3 for
You rolled a
history.
nat 1.
Oh,
Senric,
All that you're thinking about is the elf that you've.
every time
killed.
you're like, yeah, the elf, and then you think about the grove, and then you think about the one that you killed, and then you change your thought path so you're not thinking of it anymore.
oh.
Teo-
You okay, Sam?
You know that elves are cousin of Eladrin, and you know Eladrin are of the Fae and are and have lots of magic in their blood. But all you know is they're cousins to each other. You don't know what abilities that elves might or might not have.
I mean, they're related to Eladrin, so I mean, I could presume the odds are there. They're pretty good.
I don't think I know what an Eladrin is either.
Do we really expect us to walk up on them? They had weapons. They were fully armed. They could
Well,
just kill us.
Do you want me to take off like my shoes and my hat? I could take off my shoes and my hat if you want.
Well, we don't even know if they
Hmm.
support the cause or not. We have
That's
no
true.
idea.
But I mean, they're camouflaged here. They clearly don't
Here-
want people to find
Oh, I didn't
them.
even think about that.
But
Their armor.
thinking back, besides, our death, we've never gotten in any actual trouble for talking about magic. To be fair, our death is a pretty big one.
Yeah, that's
But it's never truly backfired on us except for that.
yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna look at Jack like, what?
I'm not
It's
saying my
true. You used
I'm not
magic
saying my
in
name
front
this
of
time.
guards before, and they have tried to kill you.
And
The meteor,
different.
the guards on the dragons.
This is all military. Okay.
I'm pretty sure
except
they
for the
attacked us
government.
first in all of those
The
instances.
dragons just came down. They didn't initiate combat, and then they saw magic, and they're like, kill those guys.
What?
They didn't.
I don't remember
Everyone-
that.
They
So
they
all
saw
the
you
people-
hide and went, show yourselves. We know you're there. Stop hiding from us. Because if you're
Yeah.
hiding, you're
And then
probably
they said
guilty.
they were gonna kill us.
And then I tried to talk to one of them. Oh.
and then magic happened, and then they're like, kill them because one of you mind linked.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. The
Dang, I
guards
didn't
have
even
only
think about
attacked when
that.
they saw you use magic. Otherwise, they tried to figure out what was going on.
Okay, scrap that. Let me try again. Unless it was directly the government, magic has not backfired on us.
I'm not a big fan of the government.
I mean, seems like more using the magic is the problem than discussing it.
All right.
We used magic on Steven and he was, well,
Steven's also magic though.
We kind of flipped his world
What?
upside down.
We've made him Harry Potter.
That's not a thing in this universe, Teo. You can't bring it up.
I know.
He's a
Sorry, it's a
first
thing
year.
in Feywild.
Who's this
Harry
Harry
Potter.
Potter guy?
Is it a play?
Very?
I know a guy named Steven.
Solder?
Yeah.
He didn't seem like a Potter.
He was more like a wizard, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have an idea. What if we just pretend we were lost in the woods
Holy
and
shit.
we run into them?
You're so
We
right.
saw your super disguised camp and we were
So-
like, this seems like the place to go.
We are wandering through the woods from where?
Guys, Sandra turns into a bear and we're running.
No.
And then they kill
That's a
Sandra.
terrible idea.
Yeah, you want to just walk up. Oh, guys, yeah, we got lost and somehow stumbled upon this really well hidden, almost impossible to find, outpost.
I think
Jack, I've
think-
seen you talk your way out of a crazed man in a cave. I'm sure you can pull this one off.
out of Never mind.
Okay. The thing is, we've been wandering through the woods for 2 months. You think we just happened upon a forest in the middle of a hamlet in the middle of nowhere?
We
Yeah,
could be
and
mountain
they're
climbers.
super camouflaged.
Super
We
We had to look at it like
camouflaged.
10 times to be like, this is a place.
I mean, we would have to still be lost walking into the village for this story to work.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
I
this
say
could
we
work
do
out in
that.
our favor.
that is my
Cool.
my vote. I vote we go in because he's rolling dice, so we need to hurry up.
Whoa,
I vote we go in.
whoa, hang on.
I vote we go in
The
and we
DM.
pretend we're
What?
lost.
But we gotta pretend we're lost the whole way through.
Yeah, yeah.
I think
This is good. This is good.
Okay. That's our plan, Micah. What do you think about it?
All right.
I think we could pull it off without
So
it.
you
but if
guys, are
that's
you
what all
stealthing
wanna do, I'll
forward?
do
Are
it.
you running forward? What are
Nope.
we doing?
We're walking and
you
we're
just
lost.
going
Meandering.
to
Calmly walking.
aimlessly be walking.
Walk straight
Yeah.
into the village.
I'm gonna be looking at my map.
Yeah, this
Okay.
is so good. Oh, this is
I'm gonna
gonna
have
work.
me and one other person be like, "Is this the right way?" Like
Hold it
really
upside
try to
down.
sell it.
I got you.
Hold it
Alright.
upside down.
Make
I'll be pointing at
a
the map.
performance check, Jack, with advantage because you have help from your party as you guys start making your way towards this village.
I'm gonna give him guidance.
Okay.
I would say, yeah, okay,
D4.
yeah, D4,
21.
21. So
Where
you
are
start
we?
walking in the direct direction of this outpost. When you start making your way forward, looking at your map, walking towards it,
I'm gonna say very loudly, what if we climb the mountain?
Oh, that could work.
Now, I mean, you just
just holding the map.
Holding it up.
Noah's got the compass
No,
out, and it's
no.
just like pointing in the wrong direction.
hold on, guys.
Jack,
Hold
I'm
on.
telling
I mean,
you,
we were supposed
are
to get there
so lost.
yesterday.
It's just that way's north? I mean, no, this way. No, that way's north.
Right.
Yep.
Dandelion's expecting us.
You guys start walking up, and you don't see, like, you get to the edge of it, and there is, like, a small wall here, like, with a gate built, and it blends right into the surroundings. Like, this is a very intricately built, beautifully, like, you can tell that there's no magic being used in this. This is just pure craftsmanship of those with knowledge of the woods.
Oh my goodness, we're cooked.
Cool. Looks like a.
Yes.
I think that's a gate.
So, there's a gate, right? And we're walking up to this gate.
Yeah, I'm getting to that.
Okay, hold on. Well, what I want to really sell it. I want to be looking at my map so hard I run into the gate.
No.
Oh,
Because before you get to the gate, as you are walking forward, and as you are walking there, you like the rest of you looking around, you don't see anyone. And then stepping out of the forest in areas that you didn't even like, you were just looking there and no one was there, and they just walked forward, not even in darkness, they just walked forward, and you are surrounded by 8 armed guards, pole arms pointed forward at you, and one of them steps in front of the gate, pole arm at the ready, not like ready for a fight, but like at his side, steps forward, he puts it down, and you all see now the armor that Sandrick was depicting to you. These soldiers are masters of what they do and are very attuned to the woods around them, almost as if it's a part of them. And this entire place might be magic, it might not be, but they are very good at blending in. And the one in front of you goes, "Halt.
Whoa.
What is your business here?"
before
I didn't
we
think there were
start,
people out here.
Make
Yeah,
an deception
that's
check.
where are we on the map exactly?
Bollocks map. Where's the
Just so I have my story straight here, because I can
so
talk my way out.
you see the river.
Yeah.
You have heroic
alright,
on
inspiration.
the
Yeah,
left side.
Heroic inspiration.
Sorry.
On the left side of the mountain, where that river is.
Mm-hmm.
We're dead. I killed us.
Hang on. So you see how, essentially this mountain is made of a bunch of the same images, just shrunken and enlarged until it made like a mountain range.
Yes.
So go 2 down from the edge of that river. So you see the giant one? Follow that one all the way down the left side of it until the bottom little point.
Are you talking about? We're on like the opposite side of the Emerald Crossroads.
No, the one above the R in Kumar.
Yes.
Oh.
So
Oh,
draw a
alright.
diagonal line from the R in Kumar all the way up to the peak of the giant one in the middle. And
Yep.
right at the base of that mountain, right where it touches the base, is right where you are.
Gotcha.
Yep. Samric, what'd you roll?
A 7.
Devin, you need physical dice.
You just
I'm so sorry. The
I
guard
killed us all.
looks
I
at the
didn't even mean
small
to.
halfling, glares, readies his pole arm, and goes, "What are you really doing here?"
what did Sandrick say before I get started here?
He said, "Oh, I didn't know people were here."
It was such a stupid thing. I didn't think you'd make me roll for such a stupid
Oh.
thing.
It's a blatant lie. You're still trying to play it off as one.
It's fair. I just didn't think you'd do it.
I wouldn't
Ask
die.
them for directions.
It's a blatant lie.
Yeah. They show up. I kind of lower my map, kind of like, whoa, Sandrick says that thing. I got, sorry. We did know you were here. We were actually hoping to get some directions. We're quite lost.
Hoping to talk to you, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
I know you're
Even
trying
that
to no
Is
soliciting.
not quite the truth. Is you're not
Yeah, I know.
technically lost.
Yeah, I know.
So roll an
It's a lie.
other deception check with disadvantage because they already don't trust you.
Is Abel still with me?
I could just take off my shoes.
That's
What?
the next step. If this doesn't work,
I mean, he would be with you, yeah, if you summoned him.
What would taking off your shoes even accomplish?
She's a fae.
ooh, never mind. 22.
22 with disadvantage.
I rolled a 16 and a 14.
All right, what'd you say again?
You're sorry. We did know you were here. But we were actually a little lost, hoping to get directions. Not exactly hoping to get jumped here in the woods.
You knew we were here and came upon a military outpost and said, "Oh, I hope I can just ask for directions."
Well, I didn't know it was a military outpost.
How
I
did
just
you
kind
know
of
we
saw.
were here?
I vaguely saw outlines of like stuff in the trees and like some huts or something like that, and I'm like, there's got to be people there.
Gate.
Okay.
Huge.
And you're trying to get to where? You're very out of your way.
Yeah, we were like way far on. Let me get my direction right. West.
We were following the road, and then
The road
Yeah,
does
but he
not
was
come near this
going
place for
to-
some time.
I know he said he knew a shortcut.
Shortcut to where? Where are you going?
It did-
Yeah, we basically just kind of followed the river up, and then we're like, oh hey, look, a mountain. Let's go around it.
Where are you going? Answer the question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And
We're
they
trying
all
to
take
make-
a step in.
We're trying to make our way. Oh, fuck, I don't know any towns up here. Hold on, let me cut.
Say something.
Problem.
Where are you
I
going?
could just take off my hat at some point.
Make one up.
Yeah,
Pick one up. You
the
We're going to
We're-
Grandma's house.
we're trying to visit some friends of ours that gave us a rough estimation on the map of where they were. They said to the east of this mountain, about like a few days or so, directly east.
Directly east of this mountain range is not very hospitable
They're not
locations.
very good friends.
I feel like make a deception check. Still with disadvantage. They
I wish you would have said that before.
come
man.
on.
22.
again
Yeah,
with disadvantage.
I rolled a.
Devin, you
a
need to
14
take
and
his
18.
digital dice, and then he can roll physically. He looks at you.
Dude.
Well, if you are trying to get to the eastern side, first off, your friend is stupid for living there. Second off, who is this friend of yours? No one just lives there. That is freezing wastelands.
Oh, we're that far up?
Directly
okay.
east of the mountain range, puts you in the ice. Yeah.
He's kind of a free spirit of sorts. Likes to live alone. I don't.
Yeah, he. Hold on. Let me think of the words.
Just so you are aware, Noah, your compass is pointing straight through this encampment.
Yeah, he likes to be alone, and he heard there was nobody living out there, so he decided to go out there a few years back, and he sent us a letter about 3 months ago. We were over towards let me look at the map again. Sorry, towards the small town of Willowshade, and we said, well, we might as well start heading that way. Haven't seen him in a while.
He sent you a letter as a nomad. Okay. You get the sense he doesn't really believe the story you're putting out, but he doesn't have enough reason to
to doubt it.
call you out on it.
Yeah,
He's just like, this seems so stupid and far-fetched, but...
Well, you know those hermit types, they need supplies.
Yeah.
The whole point of being a hermit is that you don't. But alright.
Look,
Um,
I'm telling. We tried to talk him out of it, and he was like, "No, I got to do it." We're like, "Live your best life, I guess. We'll come visit you whenever you get set up."
Good fun for hermits.
He takes his pole arm and stands ready again, as opposed to being pointed at you. The others do not move. And he goes, well, then leave this place. And if you tell anyone about it, we'll know it was you. And you will regret it immensely.
Oh, is there like some sort of secret here?
Yeah. What are you guys doing
He
out here in the
shoots
middle?
you the heaviest of glares, Sandrick.
So can you give us directions?
You seem to be doing fine. To go east. Straight from the mountain? Yes, go around the mountain and then go east. Unless you want to try and climb it, where all the stone giants are.
I was about to say, what's a stone giant?
I think you could put together what a stone and giant combined together.
Yeah.
This feels like it'd be so much easier if our compass wasn't broken.
Yeah. So, what are we supposed to do now? Like, we've gotten this far. Something tells me we're gonna get around, and then the compass is gonna point directly back to the encampment.
Are you saying this out loud?
Say,
No.
what kind of conversation are you having here?
No, if I was saying that out loud, I'd be stupid.
Gotta specify.
I was gonna say above table talk, but I didn't think I had
You
to.
don't have time to have that conversation. What? You are in front of this guard right here, right now. What are we doing?
We're
I don't
going
know
around.
what we're trying to accomplish. I'm not
We're
gonna
go-
lie with you.
We're going around.
Wait, right before I go, I'm going to kind of say out loud, this is a risk, but I want to try to get something out of this.
Hold on, how far away are we when you're saying this? Let's be real clear.
He said
Just
right
a
as
group.
you start to
I'm
turn.
It's I'm gonna turn to the group and say loud enough to where he can obviously hear me. I'm gonna be like, maybe after this, we should go visit Orlad in Astari.
I shoot Sandrick the heaviest glare.
So does the guard you were talking to. And he looks at you. Astari, you've heard of this place? You've been there?
Yes, we
Yes.
have been to a story. Yes,
Our
I
friends
knew they were friends, probably.
maybe.
He looks at you very questioningly. having a feeling that you were lying, but not enough of something to move on, and now mentioning Astari, he's very hesitant, and he goes, and he mutters in a different language, and to himself, and then he motions to all the others, and he goes, "All right, bring them in. You are coming with us. Keep an eye on them." And they all pull arms at the ready, and he walks up to the gates, opens the gates, and has the gates opened. You don't even see the people opening the gates, and brings you all inward unless you try and do something else.
No, I completely let it happen, and then I mind like Sandra. I go, let's go. You're my fucking goat. You're amazing. I love. Such a big brain, huge thoughts.
Can I just show the compass to Jack? Just like show him that it's going straight to the middle of the village. Just show it to him. That's all.
As he leads you in, he leans down to a guard and says something to them, and that guard turns and walks away. You almost lose track of that guard that was walking just because of their natural armor and natural stealth from it, as they blend into their surroundings, and you watch as he climbs up one of the ladders and enters one of the treetop buildings. And he brings you all forward to what looks to be a campfire-like area, except for there's no fire. And he motions and goes, "I will have you all sit here." As I die. Jeez.
I feel like we're in timeout.
Real?
I'll just be like,
All of the guards
thank you.
still are at the ready, pole arms set. They're like 10 feet away from you, so they're within reach of a pole arm if they decided to attack. But still giving you enough space to move without feeling like they're breathing down your neck. And they aren't making any offensive actions, but they are in a very defensive stance.
So we're just sitting.
they could. There's like no private talking. They're like right there.
You are at a campfire area with guards, not like surrounding you to claustrophobia. I would say of the 8 guards that were surrounding you, including the guy who you're talking to, 4 of them followed you, and then there are the 2 from inside that flanked around. So you have basically a guard per person, and then there's 2 at farther sides that aren't like in your immediate vicinity, but are like arms, like more of a grip on their weapon, like just watching, waiting, and then the man who you were speaking to. So the only way to have a private conversation here would be through the twins.
Okay. And he's still there. Who was the guy that went up to the treehouse?
I don't know. You watched as the guy who was talking to you leaned over, whispered something to him, and then he went up.
So, the guy that brought us here, he's just standing there.
He's watching you. He's waiting.
Is there a reason that you brought us in here?
You will find out eventually. Momentarily. Sorry, wrong one.
Are we restricted by anything?
Yes.
Like,
very much so. Yes.
like, what? You guys seem pretty chill. Can I just like write in my spell book and stuff?
I would prefer you didn't.
Okay.
Oh
Especially if you are
you took
a
a big risk.
practitioner. I would very much prefer your spell components and your book stay closed.
Yeah, they will.
So we're cool with magic here, huh?
We are elves.
Okay, yeah.
I have to
Magic is
see.
in our blood.
Now that you mention it,
We could have avoided this whole kerfuffle.
I didn't know that. Okay.
now that you mention it, I don't see a lot of elves around.
That
I've
is
never seen
because
an elf.
Because they're
you know
magic.
what? You can earn knowledge. I will say nothing.
How will I earn it?
You
Yeah.
will find out momentarily.
Oh.
And you sit there for about another 2 minutes, and then you don't notice at first because of the nature of the way everything is here. But eventually, you see a figure appear from about 5 feet behind the guy you were talking to, and she walks up, puts a hand on his shoulder, and goes, "Thank you, Sergeant. I will take it from here. And he nods and leaves. And she walks up to you. Not with pole arms. She has 2 scimitars on her belt instead of a pole arm. And she walks up and she goes, "So you are the ones from Astari, no?"
Yeah, that is correct.
Yep.
Technically, yeah.
We have visited.
Oh, you are not a part of what is going on there. We thought there was a myth. Is it true that there is a resistance in Astari?
Yes, that is true. That is true. We
Yeah.
are a part of that. Yeah.
As you say
Yeah.
that, a smile appears on her face and she grins. She goes, "Good. We have much to talk about then."
Oh.
And she looks to the guards and she goes, "They're allies for now. It's okay." And they assume their stances. The ones that were outside go back to their posts. She goes,
I'm sorry, I don't think I understand. What is this?
"Well, of course you wouldn't know." And she pulls up a stump from around the fireplace and she sits down and she goes, "Tell you what, I answer your questions if you answer mine. 1 for 1?
Yeah,
Sure.
depends on the
Great.
questions,
I'll
I
go
guess.
first. Is your resistance big in numbers? Do they have manpower?"
Not enough.
Not a lot.
Listen, hoping you wouldn't say that. And then she sits, awaiting your question. Hands folded in her lap.
I'm on like
Think this one through,
Noah.
guys.
I'm on like Noah, and I go, "Do we just jump to the?" Or
We do a.
I ask where the compass is pointing now that we're kind of like more in mind link
Jeez.
to Noah.
So, for reference, you're in the middle of the camp,
Yeah.
basically. The compass is pointing to the back of the camp, and then up, or not up, to the side a little. So if you had to give it a direction, it would be still behind the camp. You would assume you'd have to climb the mountain a little bit to get to where it's pointing, or more. You don't really know, but it is to the back. The best way to get there would be to full all the way to the back of the camp and then up.
I make eye contact with you and then kind of glance to where it's pointing.
I guess, what are you all doing out here? Specifically? You said you're a military encampment.
I mean, that's a good one.
I mean, we didn't say
So-
that, but it wouldn't be hard for you to gauge. We are. Yes. I am taking it, none of you are aware, but after what you could call a war, elves started to get hunted. As you may or may not be aware, magic is in our blood. We are born with its innate gifts due to the natures of our ancestry to connection to the Feywild.
Same.
Curious. And due to that, we went into hiding. This is one of the few outposts we have in this area, as most of the city of ours resides within the Dwarven Society, as the kingdom doesn't technically have dominion over that society, and in an effort to keep trade good with the dwarves, they haven't attempted a war with them yet. The dwarves are just a neutral player.
That makes sense.
What are you doing all the way out here? Why have you come? If you didn't know about us before, it's not to make allies, so why are you here?
I guess I link Jack and I just go, should I just tell her?
Since I don't really know that's happening, I'm just gonna look at the
Yeah.
group and be like, I think we can tell her.
Yeah.
Interesting. What are you two doing? Pointing to Jack and Noah, who...
They're twins.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great. Besides that, I think you know what I mean.
That's another question, by the way.
Yeah.
That's two
You're right.
questions.
I'll let you have two for that one. I would let you have. That is fair. That
Huge.
is fair.
Awesome.
You definitely are of Fey lineage. I'll let you have two for that one. If you answer it.
We're speaking without words.
Yeah, that's
Telepathy.
what we're doing.
Interesting.
In a dream I had 2 months ago, I was given a compass, and we've been following it here.
Make a persuasion check.
That is the truth.
It is. That's why it's persuasion. It's still far-fetched.
11.
Huh. That is weird,
Yeah.
but okay. Another question, because I technically asked two.
There are more outposts like this one? Like,
Yes.
just around?
I mean, we'd have to know if enemy forces are coming. We have to be ready.
What is this outpost protecting?
The city of elves that now resides within this mountain, living alongside the dwarves.
Mm.
Thought I
Oh.
already specified.
You did.
that.
You.
Said the city lies within there. These are the outposts for it. Said there's the
got it, we
outposts
got
for the
it.
elves that are
We
living
got
with the dwarves.
We got it now.
Is that two questions right there? There you go.
Yeah.
Are you planning on bringing the fight to this kingdom? These mage slayers?
We
I
would
mean,
like
we have
The
the
resistance.
intention of bringing harm to you, but if you'd want to join the resistance, then, like, you can.
The politics of it all is above me and my pay grade. But there are ones of us that wish to no longer be in hiding and are willing to fight for it. Not everyone agrees, but some do.
The resistance in Kromar is still trying to figure stuff out. They're gathering resources, but I'm sure their intentions are to overthrow the kingdom.
So they have nothing. They are
They
barely
have-
hanging on.
They have
Have
some
to start
things.
somewhere.
Yeah.
They're
have
barely
no
hanging on.
messages.
And they also have a plan.
Do
A
they?
plan that could work, but
What's the plan?
I don't think it's...
That's another question, by
You're
the
right.
way.
I was just about to say that. Sorry, I'm getting ambitious. Ask away.
We'll keep it open. Right. Do you know of like this cool like magical cloak perchance that's like hidden away?
He, like raises
not a
an
cloak,
eyebrow
it's a
looking at you.
How about underwater volcanoes?
They're gonna
it's-
be like, yeah,
it's by-
our most
it's by some
precious
geysers.
possession.
We don't know about geysers.
it's under
Yeah,
some
that's what I'm
boiling
asking.
water or
It
something.
was less of you don't know about geysers and more of you don't know if there's geysers here.
No, it's boiling water. There's nothing about geysers.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
man.
no one said anything about geysers. But she does look at you with a raised eyebrow and a heavy question on her face, like, what?
My bad. Forget it.
Phrase the question. Is there a hidden temple under that mountain?
If there was, and it was known about, it would have been looted by the dwarves.
Good point. Thank you.
Now, what is this plan?
Does
It's-
anyone remember the plan?
You were in charge of the plan.
Not this plan, their
Plan?
plan.
What plan?
The plan
Above
this is a
table
freaking
talk.
No, let me get. I got this, guys. Don't worry about it. Don't even
Okay.
worry.
I'm ready.
Devin
It's
took
hard to-
notes?
No, it's just remembering. It's hard to. The plan is in its early stages, but there's a possibility
She like folds
That
her
we
arms
could-
and leans back a little.
They're working on a way so that they can't see us. They can't observe us.
Way to hide
Magic
from
users.
divination?
Yes. I can't
Interesting.
say how or anything more.
That
in fear
could
of
be very
it getting
useful
out.
in a war against mages. Especially since they are starting to get really good at tracking that kind of thing. Hmm. Do you have a way of contacting?
That's another question.
What can I say? I'm very ambitious about joining the front.
I mean, we could drop this whole thing.
We could just talk.
We could just
Yes.
talk. We don't need to do.
Well,
Yeah.
at first it was trying to figure out what you wanted, so it was more of a
Yeah, we don't
we
really
give
want
information
anything
to
from you
receive
specifically.
information to entice
There's
you
a way
to
to
tell me what you were doing.
communicate
Yeah, we actually got a friend that's like he's a nomad hermit. Yeah.
Sorry
Right.
about lying to you, by the way. You
His
know,
name's like Davis or something. I
we don't know. We didn't know what you were doing, and we could not take the risk of being murdered. So
And to be honest, I
Fair.
snuck in here as a lizard. You really should look out for that.
One of the
That's crazy.
guards who's standing nearby, like, that was you?
Oh yeah, you're the one. Yeah, that was me.
thank God you weren't doing
Stay
anything
away from the food.
embarrassing.
Just was curious what you had.
He's vegan, don't worry.
Not for you.
Yeah, he doesn't eat meat.
Good. Regardless, the I forgot what the question was now.
Do you have a way to communicate with them?
Yes, thank you. Do you have any way of communications with this place?
We do.
You do.
A
Perfect.
message stone.
You have a sending stone. Even better. Can I speak with them? Talk to them.
He's available only from the hour of dusk until dusk ends.
Then may I ask for you to stay until dusk?
Above table talk. This is a lot of information that we don't need to be given.
I don't know.
The rule
In-
for Komar was to get resources. That was like
Yeah.
our thing.
Yeah, allies.
This
resources.
was a
It's not
side
like the
quest that
biggest
you have is
ally.
to gather allies.
Yeah.
What you do
Like,
here
this is
determines
that
if you
one.
make an ally or not.
They apparently have a whole city. That would be
Yeah.
helpful.
Extremely.
Well,
And if
they
it,
kind of have a whole city. The politics don't want to get caught up in a war. Which
Yeah,
she
and
said.
you know they might have a whole city. That doesn't mean they don't have informants that send out information.
But they at least have several people
Resources.
who want to fight for this.
And they have resources.
You having this conversation out loud in front of her?
No, I said
No,
above
of course
table
not.
talk.
You're
Before
in
we
a
started.
conversation with her right now. You don't. You can't pop in and out.
We're having a serious conversation through eye contact, Micah.
Okay, so you're having this mentally. You guys just keep
Nah,
pinging
above
each other.
table.
You
Yeah,
can't
I
have a
like that.
conversation like this above table where you're determining stuff about her in front of her.
you could
We're
say
having a
stuff
really
in
suspicious eye
character,
contact
Jack. You
conversation.
could be like, "Hey, yo, guys, let's."
Yeah, and then she's gonna reconform that it's all right, and then I'm still gonna be like, maybe it's not all right.
What? Do it. We're in a
All right.
story, my brother.
So looking at it from this
What?
perspective, you are learning this
Yeah.
information at the same time as your characters are learning this information. You don't have
Yeah.
any new information between the two of you. So if
Yeah.
you were going to talk this out, it would be more of an in-character sit-down, like, okay, what are we doing here? Instead of like, pause the game, all right, here's our dots, all right, resume. Because at that point, that is metagaming because you are gaining knowledge from each other as opposed to talking to each other's characters.
Then all that was in my like,
Yeah, we're all doing.
At which
mind
point
checks
she's
to cover
staring
that.
and she goes, so, do you normally do this?
yep.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's sometimes. I have to say, it's kind of very annoying sometimes.
It's just curious. But could you stay until dusk? I would love to have a conversation with...
Jack, can we stay until dusk? You're the only one who can
What was
contact
his name?
them.
Orlot?
That was him, right? Was it or was
Yeah,
that
I don't
Gil?
no,
know.
she's
Gil's
just
cat.
confirming with you.
Yeah, yes, that
You
is.
said it
Yeah.
aloud.
How would you feel about having us facilitate the conversation?
Well, it is a sending stone. If it functions the way I
Yes,
believe
like
it does.
we hold on to the sending stone, and we
Yeah,
tell you what he
that's
says,
not
and
how
you tell.
the sending stone works.
No, but it
No,
is.
just him specifically.
Oh, you want me to speak through him? Gotcha.
Yeah.
He'll repeat what you say, and then he'll also repeat what Orla says.
It could get messy, but sure.
It's kind of like an interpreting thing. You'll get
Yeah,
it.
that's
Yeah.
where translations can get lost.
Yeah, I've done it once before. It was pretty good.
Were you?
No, it wasn't.
Were you? Make a deception check.
I just said out
It
loud.
could be
no, he wasn't,
persuasion.
so-
He
Oh, did you,
believes
you
it.
said that out loud?
17.
Yeah.
She like looks at you curiously, and then Noah says, "Not really," and she looks to Noah and goes, "Yeah, I would prefer to
I
just
can do
have."
it if you'd be
Could,
comfortable.
how about this? You give
I mean,
me,
we don't have
you
to
give
if
him
everyone
an
else is fine with
introduction
it.
of me, and then I just have a conversation to get points straight across.
Yeah.
I can't physically
I mean-
hurt him from this far away. I just
I mean, I'm okay with that because we'll hear your side of the conversation. I don't know why it has to be interpreted through me, but
I was just putting in a suggestion. If we're all comfortable with you two just having a conversation, that's fine with me.
fair enough.
I don't
great.
see how it could hurt.
Anyway, I don't think I have any of your names.
I'm Stanric Trueflower.
I'm Jack. And my
Yeah.
sister.
Teo. I'm taking off my hat and my shoes.
What about pants the long way?
Nope, I'm keeping my pants on.
Against the law. You have already
So much
disclosed that
like-
you're a fae, so when you do that, she goes, "Huh, interesting." Well,
I
am-
haven't been allowed to take my shoes off in ages.
Yes,
And
well, I'm
our-
sure if a normal person saw you, there would be a lot of guards involved.
Yeah.
Well,
And-
I am Commander Ashura Farin of this encampment of Grassblades.
Sure.
And all of us together, we're the Order of the
Oh,
Echoes.
Ah, your group name.
Let's go!
I appreciate it.
I
I thought we were still giving.
will make sure to
Different
use that
name.
when speaking with Allah.
We're the amnesiacs.
Oh, they're the ones who called us that, so I guess that's fine. So
We're the forgetful.
Forgetfuls.
The
Forget-
fighters of
We're-
the forgetful.
We're
We're
have no
excited.
memory,
We're called,
people.
We're called
we forgot.
I think we're
The whole trick is that we forgot the name. So funny.
I can't really put my tongue.
I can't remember what we're called.
Uh,
They're
You also
called
can't
the-
see very
They
well.
don't remember.
Put it for IDK for short. Alright, well, feel free to make yourself comfortable for now. Please stay away from any buildings. You're not really permitted to be anywhere. More of a respect thing at that point. I have work that I must continue to do. But, Derek and the guy that brought you in, will be around if you need anything. I thank you very much for the information you have given. It is very helpful. A lot of us Grassblades are very eager to end this silent war, opposed to what the politics of those in the city might think.
It's a Cold War.
Is it?
Dang.
Is it though?
No.
Cold War was a massing of arms. People are dying.
The fact
Sorry.
that these weapons are called make it not
space
Cold War.
race.
It is like
Space
the Red
race.
Scare
War.
almost.
Yeah.
The magic scare. Anyway,
No.
I will go back to what I was doing.
I'm going to be listening, but I'm going to quick go get something.
And she heads back up and like disappears back into once she's out of visual range, leaving you guys to your devices. Derek is around. He's not immediately like next to you, like staring down at you. He is keeping a watchful eye from afar.
Mm.
He's not like helicopter parenting you, but he's like, okay, like watching your kid at the playground. Like you let them do their thing, but you just make sure they don't do anything stupid or get hurt. Kind of deal. He's just like pole arm at his side, not just one hand on it, just like half leaning on it, just like watching. Most of the other guards are like at attention, and he's just kind of like, okay.
So do we want to just like go where the compass is pointing?
He is out
You
of
were
earshot.
We were just told specifically not to go inside buildings.
And
Well, it's not inside a building.
it's
But
a
the
better.
I
thing
think.
is-
I think.
I think it's
I
in that
mean-
mountain over there.
I think we are stuck here at least until she has that conversation.
You know,
with
the key. I think you're right, Terry. We are stuck here.
which is fine.
And-
I'm not opposed to it.
Unless you see like a boiling pond around here.
I mean, we could, yeah.
I mean,
We could
There might
try to
just
talk
be-
to people,
Like,
try to make some friends.
I'm not good at that.
friends? What?
I don't know. We're kind of being like observed.
He is out of earshot.
We're like in a holding cell.
I don't. Actually, neither of us are very good at making friends.
It feels
I-
very weird to have him hovering at a distance when he could just, I don't know, come into the circle and we can all like eat lunch or something.
Teo, I don't think they do picnics out here.
I mean, we can start one. We can get him over. We can get him
Yeah,
over
we can-
here.
We have we have nowhere to go, nothing to do until
When did
dusk.
we make the goulash? Like it's got to be
It's
It's
expired
gone.
by now.
It's gone.
We made it too much. We
It's-
ate the
you've been
goulash.
traveling
We can
for 2
make more
months.
goulash.
Oh, you're right.
We just go, hey Derek, you know what?
Paddock was
Have you
the
ever heard of
one-
goulash?
Kadok was the one with all the pots. So
They gotta have pots here.
are you gonna start
More
making
goulash.
goulash?
Yes.
I mean, we can make goulash. We can invite Derek to have goulash with us.
So
Yeah.
So do you call Derek over?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
you look up at him. Do you yell at him? Do you just motion? What do you do?
I just motion.
I'm gonna wave at him.
You this look of dang it.
Yeah.
Like the I already don't want to be watching these kids. Kind of like dang it, I have responsibility. And then you're like, come over here, like with that look on your face, and he's like, oh no. And like he gets
We're
up.
gonna
and
make
he's
some lunch.
like, can I help you?
In a way of showing good faith, we'd like to prepare a lunch. Is there a place we can find ingredients for that?
We have ingredients. We don't need to. We don't need to use their food. I don't think we should use their food
You
because
need
that
some
would
We
be
sort
would
of
rude.
prefer
We
you
haven't
didn't
got
use
too
our
much.
provisions.
I have rations and stuff.
Do your rations have cheese? We've been traveling forever.
You
Probably
got a
not.
churn somewhere around here?
We do not have cheese here either.
Your cows?
Dang.
No, we don't have. This is a military outpost. The most of the food we have are dried rations and stuff that is preserved.
Well, I think the main point was that we just wanted to get you over here because it feels kind of weird to have you hovering like
I
30 feet away.
was barely
You can come
paying
sit with
attention. My entire purpose was to just make sure you didn't do anything stupid.
Okay. You can go back if you want, but
Yeah, we're just trying to be friendly, man.
Do you
You
want
still
me
do.
here or do you want me there?
You can
Well, if
say,
you
you
don't
can
wanna
whatever
hang out
you
with
want,
us, I don't
Derek.
want you.
yeah.
We're
Alright, what are you,
to
are
be
you trying to
friendly.
get him to stay or go? What do you want?
We're trying to be friendly, and Derek
Or-
clearly is wanting to
Well,
do that.
he is very weary of what's happening and is very tired and doesn't want to be on babysitting duty. So
come sit down, Derek. Just
make
Yeah.
a
take seat.
persuasion check with advantage because you're being helped, Teo. And
Oh.
I gotta say, I left and proceeded to hear the stupidest conversation I've ever heard.
Teo, make a persuasion check with advantage as he
Okay.
is like looking around like, what do you want from me? You guys are like, come over here, and you're like, no, it's fine, you go back. Like, he's like, what do you want?
An unnatural 20.
All right. He like is like standing there with his pole arm, and he's like, looks around and like you're in the middle of the camp, and he's like,
Take a seat, man.
and like you see like the decision on his face. It's like, I mean, they're asking me to. It's kind of weird, but like I also have my post. I should really be at attention. And then he just kind of was like, all right, and he like sits down across from you guys. And he like leans the pole arm against the log he's sitting on, like so it's like resting on his shoulder on the and against the log, and he just sits down, crosses his arms, and he just goes, "All right."
So, how's life? Do you just like sit at a post all day, or like anything eventful happen with like in the last 2 months? Because we've just been walking.
This is a very good reason a lot of us are antsy to go back into the fight.
Sorry
What's
about
the
lying
elf?
to you, by the way.
Yeah, our bad.
I kind of figured I just didn't have enough ground to call it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
so yeah, that's so fair.
Question: what's the elf city like?
Well, it used to be very pristine. Very nice. Now it is mixed with dwarves, which isn't bad. Actually, a lot of technological advancement comes from that. Very intricate, and he like motions toward his pole arm. Very intricate craftsmanship. Well, amazing what you could do when you put a elf and a dwarf together to work on skills like that.
Yeah, it's very
I don't
cool
mind.
armor.
It was really cool.
This is the armor is actually entirely of elven make.
Hey.
But the steel and anything of metal, that is where the dwarven's craftsmanship really shines, mixed with that of the elegance of an elf's. You have never seen anything like it.
Do you,
No,
depending on how well negotiations go later today, could we ever visit?
Visit the city?
Yes.
That is not up to me. You would have to talk to the commander about that one.
How have you stayed hidden for so long?
How did you find us? You almost didn't.
Compass.
True.
Gotta walk to that one, Henrik. I know you're munching on good berries right now, but come on.
Not only that, but we are mixed with the
Let me think.
dwarves. Being in their domain, the kingdom has been hesitant to march straight into here. I'm sure they're suspicious that we're here. If they weren't, we wouldn't have outposts. But, the difference
Can you
is
guys-
starting a war with the dwarves and the other practitioners of magic around the continent, or just keeping their silent war to themselves.
I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it. But wouldn't it be easier to use magic to hide this place?
Not if they're able to trace intense sources of magic.
They're able to trace intense sources of magic?
From what we have gauged, maybe.
Remember the big hidden
Maybe.
shield around Astari?
That
Oh, you think they
blocks
can-
all divination magic through it.
Not Astari. Wait,
Yeah. that's
Yes.
Astari. Yeah, I was thinking of Komar and Astari.
right.
Yeah.
It also blocks magic through it, though. It's not like it's.
It's also not on Kumar.
Fireball's not getting through that.
Mm-mm.
It is a lot of us wish to see this war end. We are aware that we are sitting at a neutral stance, biding our time. Eventually, they will come for the elves. We know that, and a lot of us here in the Grassblades are aware of that, and we know that we will have a fight on our hands. We would rather fight a two-front war as being one of the two fronts, as opposed to defending a mountain from invasion on our sites. Eventually, you spellcasters will lose. And then it is only a matter of time before we follow.
Have you heard of any other resistance around?
just rumors of this place called the Starry, which you have confirmed to be true. And if that is true, we can fight a two-front war and hopefully end it. But convincing the council would be impossible. Like to cut in their
council?
politics.
The council.
The rulers of the city?
Yeah, what are they like?
Political.
Political.
That's
They don't want a war?
They
But
get
the rest
caught
of
up
the- You say
in
they're more
the
conservative,
semantics
or-
of if we go to war,
What's the
many will
council like?
die.
Political.
You,
Are they Democrats
you
or
get the
Republicans?
distaste of, like, he doesn't hate them, but, like, he's seeing it from the perspective of a warrior who's going to go into battle and die because he's overwhelmed by enemy forces, as opposed to his mentality of, well, if we fight now while the people that are going to come kill us are still on their back foot, we have a chance. But instead, he sees it as, we are waiting to die. We are simply biding our time before it's our turn to die, as opposed to remaining hidden.
Is there anything that you think would convince them?
They get caught up in semantics of the whole ordeal. Eh. They don't want to see the bigger picture. They are leaning onto a false hope that isn't there.
the
And
false
they have
hope. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you already said yours.
The false hope that it'll go back to normal?
I think they are hoping that the elves will either find a way off of this plane and escape, or will be left alone once your practitioners have been hunted and removed.
And the elves are just okay with that? Everyone living in the city is just okay with that?
They're hiding. And he like motions around. Eh,
Yeah.
we are hiding. We know we are on the list. We know they're going to come for us. It is a matter of when, not if. But those on the council would rather see it as an if, and would rather bank for retreat in cowardice.
And they for sure have the final say as to what everyone will do.
They're in charge. They control the armies. We would be court-martialed if we went to war on our own. We would be disassociated with the council and the city, and probably wouldn't be allowed to return if we left. But of course, some see that as a better alternative than death in endless slaughter. So,
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't seem like they care much about what happens to you. So.
I don't
mean,
think
they've
that's
been killing
true.
people.
You said
with
yourself, they're waiting for you guys to either leave or die.
They're not okay. They're just putting it a bit harsh. I agree. Look at it from this perspective. They are in charge of hundreds, if not thousands, of people. Not all of them are warriors like myself. They have choices to make. Send our warriors to die in a battle, in a war, or hope to find a way where they don't have to fight in a war and they can protect their own people. But in that process, they're only protecting their own people.
And they're still
And-
gonna get overrun.
And that is with the hope that we can buy tide to enter some sort of portal to get out of here. I don't know the details of what's happening and where they're planning to go. I am not one of the mages in charge of that. I am simply a guard. I'm assuming you're all
nothing else.
cooking while this conversation is going on.
Oh my gosh, we're actually doing this?
Yeah.
You said you were cooking, yeah?
I mean, we're not, if we have stuff to make
You wouldn't
stuff.
have cheese.
We can
Okay,
work-
Can I make a level 1 spell that allows me to conjure a block of cheese?
There is a spell called Create Food and Water.
can Whisk
Well,
find us? No, I
And if
wouldn't
you
ask
have
this
access
for
to
this.
taking that spell, you could have.
But like, what if I just
we'll
want
just steal.
cheese?
That would be a part
Wait,
of that spell.
Wait, guys, hold on. Wait, we make the jug of alchemy liquid cheese.
Cheese
Okay.
whiz.
I don't know if that's on the list.
I mean, I have.
I would allow
an
it because it's
artificer-
fun. It would probably follow the rules of mayonnaise.
Oh, mayonnaise is something you is on the list.
Yes, it is.
That's upsetting.
I have the artificer infusion create.
How
magic
many infusion
objects.
slots are you using right now?
Get rid of the homunculus.
2.
You're using 2. How many do you have total?
3.
Okay. You good? It's up to
Good.
you.
If that's what you want to do with your stuff, go for it.
Are you
I'm
doing it?
in. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys watch during this entire conversation, and he's like kind of like eyeing Noah weirdly as she like pulls out a jug that's just a basic like jug. You have no idea why she even carries it, and then like she spends like a minute with it and like inscribing runes on it and muttering a few phrases, and then it turns from like this normal basic clay jug to like more of a porcelain like jug, and she's just holding it. And you make how many? What's the rules for mayonnaise on this jug?
I think it's 8 gallons of mayonnaise. Was it?
That's so much.
Jeez.
Well, how big
mayonnaise.
is the jug? Like how much
so
does the
much
jug hold?
mayonnaise.
How much? How much? The jug only holds 2 gallons. I think it's a 2-gallon jug,
I'm trying so hard.
but it can make up to 8 gallons of mayonnaise.
Okay. It weighs 12 pounds, whether full or empty.
Okay. How much does it hold?
I'm working on it. Well, it
It
holds,
specifies.
It holds certain amounts of certain things.
Right. It can create certain amounts of certain things.
What is the question you're asking me?
How much can the jar hold at a time? Because you can dump it out and make more of that thing.
It appears to be able to hold a gallon of liquid.
All right, so it's like she's holding this jug, and you guys watch, and then all of a sudden, the jug fills all the way up and is just full of liquid, a gallon, and you're just holding a gallon of liquid cheese in this porcelain jug that you just created. And he's like, "What are you? Oh, you were serious about cooking
Yeah.
this
Goulash night, Derek.
Yeah.
goulash? What is this?
We do it monthly.
I don't even know what that is." He like looks to the guys in confusion, the other 2 guys, and is like, "What is this goulash?"
Sorry?
He
Sounds
turns
like us.
he turns to Jack and Sandrick, and he's like in complete confusion, and like as a general question to you guys all, but like it's like confused about what you 2 are doing. And he's like, "What is this goulash?"
I hold up my hand and I go, let them cook. That's it.
Interesting. All right.
Tormenting Derek is my new hobby.
It's so funny.
Derek, when's the last time you had like real food that weren't like rations? Did they have real food, Stanrick?
I am a sergeant in the grass blades. I do not get real food.
You're having real food tonight.
Yeah.
And one of the you guys notice as you start cooking that like one of the other guards is like kind of like came in closer to get a look, and Derek looks at him. He's like, get back to your post." And he's like, and he looks at Derek, who's sitting comfortably on a log at this point. He's like almost fully relaxed, and he's like, "Fine, whatever." And then the guard like sits down, like out of the way of you guys, and like not a part of like the initial huddle of conversation, but like anticipating food.
This guy gets a goulash too.
Can I
apparently.
get my invisible mage hand to start wafting the goulash?
Sure.
It smells amazing.
Can I add my secret goulash sauce of crushed?
Are you making
They're
enough for
good
like
berries.
the initial of you, or are you making
No.
enough for like the entire encampment?
Yeah.
I think we're adjusting as we go. I think we're making enough for everyone now.
Okay, so there's probably about 50 people here.
Perfect.
Well, I mean, we have until dusk.
All
I
right.
think it'll be like
You
a
guys
gradual
just
process.
start cooking
And we're
lunch
just-
to dusk.
stirring like 5 pots.
So
like,
lunch to dinner, you just start cooking, and Derek's sitting having a conversation with you the whole time, and you just start handing out bowls to members. Like one of them came and like brought all their like bowls and spoons, and like you just start handing out food.
Good
Eventually,
food
Ashura comes
for
back
every-
and she goes, "So I see you have made yourselves at home."
Yeah.
some goulash.
I have no idea what that is, but I'll try it.
Noodles, meat. You don't have any allergies. You're not vegan, vegetarian.
No.
Meat, cheese, sauce, and noodles. That's all. Maybe a bit of garlic if we found it.
Interesting. She takes a bowl and like eats a bit. This is not bad. I mean, it's no elven delicacy, but it's not bad.
Delicacy.
It's goulash. What did you expect from him?
No
So-
Elric. It's goulash.
Derek is on his third bowl.
Yes, Derek.
He is eating this up. And like
So-
Ashura like kind of like is like eating it. Like she's not gonna say no. It's good food compared to their rations, and it's not digging into their rations. I guess at this point, making enough for 50 people it would have, but like you're making it for them using their rations, so it's fine. And like she like eyes down to Derek and is like, like not actually saying anything, but like notices that like he has completely fully relaxed, did not like salute the commanding officer, is not on post, is not standing to attention. He's just chilling, hanging out with you guys. And like she looks between him and looks between you guys and like gives like a subtle slight head nod. So dusk is upon us.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry. Caught up in the goulash.
Got lost in the goulash, dude.
Lost in the sauce, man.
Lost in the sauce, you know.
Well, I mean, you're making for 50 people from the time of lunch to dinner. You're gonna have to constantly keep making more and more. So, you know,
What day of the week is it?
you don't know.
We have a case of the Monday.
Have you been
so-
keeping track?
I was gonna say TGIF, man. That's it. If
Sure.
it was Friday.
Don't think they
You
follow.
should be keeping track.
I don't think it matters because time isn't
What if
really
it's a
relevant.
Sunday? What if Orla takes Sundays off, huh?
We've
What are
been
we gonna do
walking
that?
for 2 months. I can't keep track of what day it is for a week when I'm out of school. So
And honestly, your
Better stop
timelines
counting.
are less of keeping track of the day of the month, and more of keeping track of how many daylight cycles it has been since the last thing you've done. It's like, all right, in 7 7 cycles, this is what's happening, and that's like it's not really importance of on the 30th of the next 2 months, something's going down. That would require me making an entire calendar system, and I'm not gonna do that.
yeah,
So
calendar systems suck
they do,
That
because
is
then you
fair.
have to make people learn them
right?
as well.
Shout out freaking Critical Role for doing that.
Yeah.
Bro made an
You should have-
entire calendar. This is crazy. So anyway, she finishes her bowl, sets it down, and goes, "May we start the conversation?"
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I hand the stone.
And at this point, like she weighs everybody but Derek off because Derek's.
Don't hand the stone yet. You gotta introduce yourself, dude.
Oh right.
She doesn't take it. She knew this is the deal you made, so she was waiting for you to start.
Sorry, I got lost in the goulash.
Evidence.
Lessons
I speak into the Sony Stone. I go, hello, Orlad.
Yes. I am here. What news do you bring? It has been quite time since we last spoke.
Upon following the compass, we have came across an outpost that is protecting an elven city, and we have the commander of said outpost wanting to talk to you potentially about the resistance and everything.
You found elves,
Elves, yes, and dwarves, and
so
some
they aren't
drow.
gone. Oh, good, good. This is very promising news. I'm very glad you've followed your compass.
I knew it was something.
Yes, indeed. Yes, I would love to speak with the commander.
All right, here she is. I hand it over.
Here you go.
Just a whole granite
This is
rock.
On the phone.
It's a landline. Just hang up. I'm already on the other side. She takes the stone, and for the sake of not having a roleplay 2 conversations and only give you half, they converse about, or at least her half is explaining everything Derek has explained to you, but in nicer words. Explaining that his resistance might not have the full support of the city, but the some grass blades under her militia, like her command, and a local militia would be willing to aid in coordinating an attack, and that they will work out details in the future after he sends a delegation up to give her a better means of contacting with him than the sending so.
Okay.
As about all you're going to get out of that conversation. She then hands the stone back to you and goes, "Thank you very much. This is very, very promising. With any luck, we will have our homes back. Your friend did tell you to inform you that he went back inside the dome, whatever that means. But he said he's no longer available for contact."
Yeah, you ever see SpongeBob? No, I'm joking.
I can't
No,
believe
don't
Orlok didn't want to talk to us.
bring that into this.
We already brought goulash into this world.
Hey, that's
Yeah,
been
it's-
months, man.
It's canon.
Derek's on his 5th.
Goulash, it's canon now.
During this
Kevin is
entire
so
time, Derek
upset
has
we
gone
get
to like
goulash
bowl
cannon.
5 of goulash.
Derek's
it's just
comatose,
like
dude.
a-
He is a carb sleep over there. He's just
It's like, oh my
Ashira,
gosh, this is so much
like-
better than-
Looks around and goes, "Well, I have a lot of coordinating to go do. I thank you for this knowledge. I thank you for your hospitality in our own home, if that's what you could call this place. We will be in touch in the future."
I have a question
wait.
real fast.
Yeah.
Would we be able to get access to the city?
Maybe. Don't lead with, "I am a part of the people that are fighting this war," because then they will go, "We don't want your war, please leave."
Okay.
I think we should lead with the we have
The
a friend
goulash.
who's a race.
We
But-
should start with the goulash.
If you tell them, no. Tell them
Darn.
that you are
Goulash
friends
in the mountain.
with Commander Ashira of the Grassblades.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ashira Farin,
Fine.
Ashera, Farin, Farren.
It's, you need. I'm typing way slower than that.
ASHIRA.
Ash,
With-
ERA,
Mhm.
Farin, Farren.
That is not how I spelled it the first time.
Commander Ashira Farin of the Grassblades.
Yep.
And tell them that, and they will probably let you in. Do not expect a meeting of anything like that, but they will probably allow you to enter the city. To get in, you would have to go through the Dwarven city, but they will let you in simply for trade reasons. Getting past the dwarves is not the problem. It's the elven gates that are hidden away that you will have a harder time getting to. But
Gotcha.
if you inform the dwarves of my name, they will lead you to the gates, and then you have to probably say it a few more times to be able to beat that all the way through. But that is on the other side of the peak of where we are, inside of the mountains itself.
Wait, okay, above table. Am I understanding this correct? This singular outpost will coordinate attacks with Astari, but not the entire city.
The entire army, the entire military that belongs to the elves, is not permitted to go on the offensive, and probably won't be. You get the sense that a lot of the military personnel have tried and pushed for this, and they have just hard said no. But Ashira is sick of waiting around and wants to do something about it. And a lot of the Grassblades feel the same, and a few citizens who are willing to form a local militia. They just haven't done anything because they haven't had a reason to act. They haven't had a good moment to act. Hearing about your
Okay.
resistance, she goes, "This could be the moment. We could do something about this."
All right, I got it.
And so she's saying a small militia and a part of the Grassblades, which is the special forces, essentially, of this army, are willing to go out and fight. So the Grassblades are like, they're special forces. They're the elite of the military, and then the militia would be local military people and like other people who are willing to fight, who might not be as fully equipped as the best of the best, but
Yeah.
it's
All right,
not the
I just-
entire army. It would be a fraction of it, but it would still be a lot more than what Astari has to offer. You would assume, based off
So-
the way she's speaking.
They have whole
So,
huts. Like,
in the notes, I'm good to say the Grassblades and a small militia.
Exactly, that's what's in my notes. Except for I don't know how to spell militia.
I don't know.
I typed it out correctly. I couldn't spell it for you.
Yeah.
Militia.
So smart.
I don't know. That might have been wrong.
MILITIA is what I have.
Yep, that's exactly what I have.
I autocorrected to get there, but that's fine.
Finally gonna graduate.
You're a math major.
Yeah, that's why
No.
you're not an English major.
Okay, so what are we doing?
It's almost nighttime, right?
Yeah.
It's
Camp for the
dusk.
night?
Camping for the night?
We go out in the woods again.
You're gonna go out into the
Oh.
woods. You're not gonna put a tent up in
No,
the
no.
secured outpost.
We have the
Astari
Astari
Oh,
what?
catch.
No, I actually think the security
Brother.
outpost might be better here.
Yeah, look,
We
dude, I
have-
don't
we
wanna
have the
a
magic tent,
midnight
right?
encounter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They'll let you pitch
We
a
have to-
tent.
We have the cool magic tent. All right, hold
We
on.
used
Let's
to
go ahead
check
and
Wait,
out
Wait,
of
we have a
context.
magic tent? When did we get a magic tent?
They give it to
We
you on a
got an
story
In
Astari.
Astari.
because
That's
their
all-
housing situation sucks there. They just have tents that are like Harry Potter.
That's where we've been
Like
living.
Harry Potter
Oh.
tent.
Yeah, it's
The
not
guy who
very
sold me
big.
the
It's
Named
like
Harry Potter.
it's like a 2-room tent that has like a couple bunk beds, but like it's better than nothing.
I called Bob.
Hmm.
It's not huge.
What do you mean? What do you mean? He said bunk beds. That's right. Be ashamed.
No, I stand by it.
I hate it here.
Okay.
Anyway,
What are you
are
doing?
we long
Do you wanna camp
resting?
here?
All right, so you guys pitch your tent.
All right, I
Derek
got it.
shows you a spot where you can put your tent, and you set it up. And you take a long
I'm gonna
rest.
mess with the cards.
Okay. What do you do?
I open the box.
Okay.
I take out the cards.
All right.
And I don't know. I show them to the rest of the group. I'm like, look at these cards that I
Yeah.
got.
So you like
from
fan
the
them out. And be
bandits.
like, check out these cards. They have these weird, like they have creatures.
Well,
and
no,
stuff.
I kind of set the deck like on the ground or on a table, and I don't
Okay.
touch it. I'm like, take a look at these cards that I found.
So you set the box down and you open it. And you're like, look at these cards.
Well, I take the
Oh, okay.
deck out of the box and then set the deck on the table.
I just want to know what you're doing specifically because
Yeah.
you need to know
What-
how.
Yeah.
What, where did you find them? And I'm
That's-
gonna go ahead.
I got them off of those bandits that we Abigail a while back, but I haven't really had time to mess with them. I mean, I looked at them. They got like monsters on them, and there's 2 cards in there that are like glass.
Is it a full set?
Micah, do the cards have king, joker, queen?
No.
Or no?
They have creatures on them.
Well, I know, but are they symboled where it's like
No.
it's still numbered?
It is
and
just
everything?
a picture of. It's like a tarot card, except for there's no
Oh.
words. It's just the picture of the creatures. Like there's a dragon. There's
No, I think these ones are picture limited, not no numbered cards or face cards.
like some of them
Yeah.
look demonic in nature. Some of them are dragons, wyverns, and then there's also like what the card of a knight or a druid, a wizard. So like there's a mixture of creatures,
And humans
monsters,
and like just
and
I've got
humanoids.
Can I do
Guys.
like an Arcana check on them? It's not gonna go well, but
Can I do a better Arcana check on them?
yeah.
I would say, are you proficient in Arcana?
why are we doing arcana checks on my deck right now?
Oh, certainly not.
If you would like to
No.
determine if the deck is magical,
Yeah.
I have a +0 to Arcana.
are you gonna
I've got
are you just
+4,
looking at it? Or are you gonna pick up and inspect the cards?
I don't want to pick up those cards.
Okay. Well, if you're
I'm going.
if you're not
I am.
proficient in Arcana, I'm gonna say you
Xander
can't make
is.
an Arcana check
Fair.
because you haven't studied magic or know anything much about it other than that you can use it.
Spy.
Yeah.
Can I cast Detect Magic on the cards?
You cast Detect Magic, and you see within 10 feet of you if you guys are wearing any magic items, your companion's magic items, and it does give off magic. It is illusionary.
I'm going to be sifting through these bad boys.
Sandrick is just like picks up the deck, and you like looking at the deck, and the deck is glowing with illusionary magic, and he's just like going through, just looking at all the cards.
The deck. Oh, to her.
Yeah.
Any cool ones in there, Sandrick?
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
there's a dragon.
It
Oh,
does
dude,
have
There's a couple
illusionary
giants
magic on
too.
it.
It does. Well, that
Yeah, they are magic.
A couple creatures
know-
you don't recognize.
Wait,
if
these
it's
are
illusionary magic, it should be fine. I mean, they can't do that much.
these are wait.
We just got to know that it's an
I didn't see that
illusion.
part.
What the heck is this thing?
That's how illusionary magic works.
It's a fiend.
The illusion's
Interesting.
on the cards.
That's a
Well, you
powerful
said it's
fiend.
illusionary magic. If it has to do anything with illusionary magic, we just have to know it's an illusion. It goes away.
It's got
But
true.
what if it
Could-
causes illusion?
What if it's
Well,
yeah,
then-
for us?
Well, then we just have to know that it's an illusion.
If I know
I-
it's illusion, I look. Can I inspect these cards to see if they're fake at all? Like if the if
If
the
it was
graphic
an
on it is
illusion, you
all-
wouldn't be able to grab it.
Well,
no, not the
yeah.
card itself. If the graphic is a lie, like
Ah.
if the
I'm not gonna make you roll for that. They are not moving.
You know any magic tricks, Henrik?
Can I cast Identify on the deck of cards?
If you take it from Samrick.
oh,
Hey, Stanrick,
Wait,
can I
wait.
cast Identify on that deck of cards?
1 second. I'm gonna do a
Okay.
magic trick that
I don't know. Are you
my
gonna give them back?
that the crazy man in the corner of our village would always do.
No, Stanrick, think
And
before you do
I'm
that.
gonna hold out a dragon card and try to make it disappear by
Make a
doing
sleight of hand
sleight-
check.
That's a good idea.
That's fine.
A 4.
He fumbles and drops the
I'm worried
card
he's
and
gonna,
picks it
like-
back up, and he's like, "Wait, no, I got this." And he goes to do it again, and like he accidentally throws it, and then he's like, "Shoot!" And he goes and picks it up.
Apparently, I'm not too good at this, but here, and I'll quick hand the deck to Riley to try. To Noah, try to like embarrassed, trying to get the attention away from me.
All right.
Okay, I cast
You-
Identify on.
This is the deck of illusions. You pick a card at random and throw it, and it will make an illusion of whatever creature you grabbed and threw. You cannot pick.
That is
you have to throw it
awesome.
at random, within 30 feet of you. And and it will cause a creature of whatever you drew to appear at that point where the card landed within 30 feet of you. And the creature will act as normal. It cannot affect anything around it, as it is an illusion. But it will remain there for its full duration unless it's dispelled.
So when Sanric just threw the dragon card like 10 seconds ago, it didn't work because
He picked it
knew
out.
It was the dragon card.
Yeah.
Because he took it out of the deck.
Yeah, okay. This will be fun.
And as long as you're within 120 feet of where it lands, and within eyeshot of it, you can move it 30 feet around from where it landed.
Choose you.
That would be nice.
Any physical interaction with the creature reveals it to be false. Objects pass through it. You can take the study action, which is just an investigation check, to inspect it, and with a DC 15 intelligence check to determine that. It lasts until the card is moved or the illusion is dispelled. When the illusion ends, an image on its card disappears and it cannot be used again.
Okay.
So it just becomes like a blank card.
And two of them are like glass
Two of them are like mirrors.
mirrors. Okay. Interesting.
That makes sense. So, yeah, I just tell them all that.
Oh,
We could potentially use these to help out the druid grove.
yeah. The only problem with that is that it's random.
Yeah, that is true.
And it disappears once it's used.
We summon a fake wizard and they're like, oh no. Not a
won't be
fake
there.
wizard.
This is an item in D&D Beyond. It's called the Deck of Illusions, if you want to add it to your inventory.
I already did, assuming I'm getting the deck back.
Yeah, I slid it back across.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked Noah would give back what she took. I'm shocked.
I was going to be petty about it.
Wow.
It's a fair trade. I give her
It
all
was
my
a-
gold.
Ah,
It
Are
was
you
$120 gem. You know how I could have gotten a freaking summons from that, and she
Okay.
took
I know,
it to
I-
make
I
a
feel like
homunculus
you're-
hummingbird.
this entire campaign, I've stolen one thing, and it was from you specifically.
What's
And
more
it hurt.
crazy is you still
It
have
hurt
the
me.
other gem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could have sold
What's
the
more
dragon.
valuable,
that-
Devin?
okay.
Revivify
That gem,
or money?
that gem is
Now I got
not
a
mine.
cool
That gem is
hummingbird.
ours.
I mean, we
This
are
is
going to see some
communism.
dwarves. He could sell
If
it.
one of you dies, I'm healing you, and I'm losing that
She
gem.
can get the
She
gem
took
back.
the
She
gem
just has to
for her own use.
She can get it back. She just has to dispel the summon.
If the bird dies, I still have the gem.
Oh, okay.
It's the heart
Alright.
of the creature. If the creature dies, you need to retrieve the gem. Or if
That's
she
it.
uses that in slip fusion somewhere else, it falls apart and the gem's still there.
No, I
It's just
prefer
the
you
heart.
didn't sell my bird.
Okay, I thought you used it up to summon the hummingbird.
No.
I'm like, mine
You
was
can still
I
see
could
it.
use mine a lot.
The Revivify diamond is one-time use.
No, I'm talking about if I use that gem to sell it to
Oh,
get my
yeah.
summons.
Or you could just ask them for money. Alright,
Money.
so you guys doing anything else?
No.
We could try out the deck.
I don't think we should do that here.
Oh, because it disappears once you use it. We shouldn't waste it.
It's,
There's 32
there
cards.
are
And we shouldn't do that here.
there are 20 cards in the deck.
What? 20?
I mean, you can dispel it pretty easily.
There's
Yeah.
32.
True, but also I don't think if I were like a military
34.
leader in this camp and then a giant dragon appeared and
Actually,
we were like, it was just a
Oh,
prank.
wait. You rolled a
I think they'd
1d20
be pretty
minus 1.
upset.
Yeah.
How
I
many?
think we would
But if
20
destroy
cards
some
in the
rock,
deck.
though.
it's got 20 uses. And you got to mark down which ones you use when you use it.
What if it's the mirror one and just Teo shows up over there? Like, what? What do we do then?
No, it's me.
You don't know how it works.
I don't. I made an assumption.
You don't know. All right. You guys doing anything else? Going to bed?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys take your full night's rest. Wake up in the morning, start packing your stuff. What are we doing?
I'm putting my shoes and my hat back on.
Okay.
I say we start heading.
I have to
out
clarify
toward
because
the compass.
Yeah, we pack up our tent and we follow the compass into the mount up by the side of the
Right.
mountain.
So you guys pack up, start following the compass. It is only like a 4-hour trek. So you guys are only on the road for about 4 hours. The mountain's not super hazardous terrain following this compass, and you eventually come upon a bunch of different pools within the side of the mountain. It doesn't like. And the initial glances at these pools, like they're pretty shallow. Like it's just like fresh water that's kind of like bubbled up from somewhere. But you take the compass and you start walking, and you like keep walking straight, and like you walk around a pool, and then you keep walking, and then the compass, you look back down, it's pointing behind you, and you're like, oh, okay. So you turn back around, walk up to the pool, and as you hover the compass over one of these pools, it just starts spinning. And with that, you glean and you look down into the pool, and just off sight, there's a small little crevice, big enough for you guys to squeeze into. It would be 1 by 1 single file, but you could do it. And it is
seem like
completely
30
underwater.
seconds.
Oh,
Are these boiling?
Do you put your hand in it?
Well, I could visibly see if it was boiling or if it was putting
It's a
off
hot
steam, right?
spring.
There's no steam.
Hey, Sanric,
yeah.
can you do fish?
D&D can DM. So whoa, GM, can I do fish?
What is your wild shape rules? Once you hit a certain level, you have a swim speed.
Oh, I'm a frog. I can turn into a frog and swim.
Can you?
Yes, as a swim speed.
Does
of
your
20.
wild shape rules let you have something with the swim speed? I think level 6 is where you get that. So I think you do, but I could be wrong.
That is flight.
Okay. Level 6 is flight?
Give me a sec. I'm trying to find
It
it.
used to be walking speed, swim speed, then flight. You got them in that order.
Okay, give me a sec. I'm.
I'll dip
Hold up. Here we go.
Yo, what, Nick?
I'll dip the end of my dagger into the pool and then take it out and then feel my hand on the dagger.
So you're in the mountains kind of area. You're farther north. The air's chilly. It's not freezing because it's like spring. But the water is warmer than you expected it to be. It's not boiling. And that initial inspection of the dagger leads you to believe it's not going to hurt you. Do you wish to put your hand in it?
Boop, finger.
So as you put your hands in, it's like, I wouldn't call it room temperature compared to,
Like a scorching hot shower?
slightly warmer than room temperature.
Oh.
Not by much, just by a little. But the air around you is cooler. So it would be like a good 10 degrees warmer than the air around you, leading you to believe that these, probably if you went farther down this way, it would get hotter.
I can swim.
All right. So then,
Can
yes.
you be
Yes, you
boiled?
can fish.
I can turn into a frog. Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
fish.
I
I would let you do
could-
fish too.
I could turn into a fish or frog and swim down there and see what I can
How
find.
warm do you think fish can get?
Not
I've
boiling.
been to a crab bake.
The lobsters on the Titanic.
There they go.
Dang.
We're free.
I think if you turned into a fish and just saw how far down you could get, that could be beneficial. Don't like hurt yourself or anything.
Yeah.
Once-
Yeah.
I can do that.
So what are you doing?
I'm just like the scout at this point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Should
take a
we
step back.
try to set up a safeguard for this in case something goes horribly wrong?
Like
Yeah.
a rope?
I mean, we can put Jack on mind link duty.
Sure, we could do a rope and mind link. That might be helpful. I don't know how much good a rope will do, but we could
Tie
try
a rope
it.
around
I
the
mean,
fish.
tie a rope to a
Fish. It
fish.
wouldn't be if you put a rope around it, it wouldn't be able to swim very well. It's pretty heavy.
That's true.
Water would only make it heavier.
More like lower a rope into it.
How?
see if you need
It's
to.
like
I
goes
have no
down, and
clue.
so it's not straight down. It's a pool of water, and then into the water to on the side of it, going in toward the mountain, is a hole that's just wide enough for you guys to fit into, and it's kind of hard to see it. You have to like get into the pool and then make your way over there. Like if you
Believe
lay
it or
down in
not-
the pool, you'd be barely under the surface, and then you'd be able to pull yourself down into the tunnel before you're able to start swimming through it.
Believe it or not, there's no fish stat, so I'm just gonna be a venomous snake because I have a 30-foot swim speed.
Perfect.
Anyway, I'm going to take a step back, transform into a snake, slither up there, give a look back to my squad, and then go in.
Is it amphibious? Can it breathe underwater? I guess that's not
The
what
water-
amphibious means.
Would it
Uh,
say that?
Yes, it normally will specify can breathe underwater. Does it not need?
Okay,
Uh,
scratch the snake. I am a frog, and I'm
The-
going to look back, and I'm gonna go into the water
Say
because the frog is amphibious.
Okay.
the fish that you were looking for is called a quipper. It's a CR0 fish.
That might be wiser. Because I'm pretty
I'm
sure
going
frogs still hold
to-
their breath.
I'm going to stand up at the edge of the pool as Sandrick, look back, and then turn into a quipper and go into the pool.
Okay, so you watch as
Okay.
Samric shrinks down into a little fish, plops into the water, and swims down.
And Jack's on Mind Link, right?
Yep. Has teeth.
Nom, 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 nom. Love that.
Around.
1 hit point. Good to know.
Oh no.
You start swimming down. The water does start to get warmer. Do you have... You do have dark vision. Passive perception sucks. I guess it doesn't matter. You're not polymorphed here, so you still have. So you start swimming down. You go for about 5 minutes, and then the water starts to get like steaming hot shower, except for you're in a pool, so it's a lot hotter than, you're surrounded by the hot water. You can't. And
You
so
went
you-
underwater in the hot tub.
yeah, you're basically underwater in the hot tub. It's uncomfortable, but it's not painful. Do you keep pushing forward?
I'm not seeing anything of importance or any
It
like.
continues
information.
on. You can't see a break in the surface yet. It's still tunnel, and it goes
Good
down a
question.
little bit more.
I'll
before-
swim down.
The question is
down a
not what you
little
can
bit
see,
more.
it's how far can you get?
Okay.
Jack,
This is every-
how's it going down there, good buddy?
And as you're looking around in here,
Oh, he's a fish.
as you're looking around in here, you do notice like it does widen up to about 10 feet wide tunnel where the entrance is like 5, and then like it slowly widens up more. So like if you needed you get to the point where like if you needed to turn around, you possibly could. But do you continue pushing down?
This is every TikTok cave diving video ever.
No, those are smaller.
I'm
True.
going into the devil's butt crack here.
Are you?
Mm,
Do you push down farther?
Sure. Yeah.
All right, you swim down. The water is starting to
gonna
get uncomfortable. Bubbles are starting to come from underneath to where the water is starting to boil. You are going to start burning.
I'm turning around and leaving.
Okay. You turn around and you dash away right before it becomes to the point where it would hurt. Thank goodness you have 1 hit point. If you took any fire damage, you would have reverted back. And you swim all the way back up. You made it probably about... Going slow. You made it probably about 5 minutes down. Speeding back, you make it back in like a minute. As you were getting to the boiling point, there was a alcove above you. You don't know if that was the exit or just a place where you could get out of the water. You would have required you to swim through the boiling water to get to it, though. And you return back to the group. Do you revert back from being a fish?
No, I'm gonna jump up on land and just flop around there for like 3 seconds,
It can
Just
only
enough
breathe
to make
underwater.
Just
Every-
for 3 seconds? Okay.
and then transform back into it.
So Sandwich
Sandwich.
dives out of the water and just flips around as a fish. And you guys are like, what? And
Oh, that's bad.
Sandwich is just laying on the ground.
Soaking wet, just like.
Well,
ugh.
you wouldn't be if you jumped into the pool and then turned into a fish.
That's how that works.
You turned into a fish, the fish into the water, you jumped out, you flopped around, and then you turned back. Like your fish form was wet, not your clothes.
That's interesting. Yeah.
You're
I'll
a little
turn back
damp, but it's not like you're soaking.
and tell everyone like. I swam down for a good bit. I thought I might have saw an exit, or at least another alcove,
And
but it was unbearably hot down there. I don't know if we could last.
Noah, you remember the winding tunnels, like that splits off in some points from you, like your vision. You vaguely know the way just because it was shown to you. You would gauge it would be about 10 minutes of travel underwater to get there, and if he was only gone for 5, you would have to stop for breathers, but there are spots for that, or at least a spot that he found.
I got
Yeah.
a question.
Mm-hmm.
So if you said it would take 10 minutes and he was able to speed back in 1 minute,
As a fish with a swim speed.
I have a really fast.
how fast is a human swim speed?
0. No, your swim speed's half your movement.
15.
Oh gosh, his speed was like 40.
And
Yeah,
a dash
I was
would have
zooming.
put him at 80, so he was like, he zipped back. He's going slow took him 5. Going
think
the
we can
speed
hold our
that
breath
you
for
would
that
be
long.
going, it took him 5 minutes.
What's your
Getting back, he
constitution?
zipped.
It's 11.
What was your question?
Yes, but it's Constitution, that's all.
Yes.
Noah,
Yes.
is there any way you could make some potions that would help us?
Is there? I wouldn't know.
Oh, that's what it's pinned
What
for.
are your artificer potions that you're able to make daily?
If you could make a
Uh,
breathing potion or something like that, would be huge.
Let me
Bio
check
potion.
mind powers.
It's not on there.
I can
It's in
follow
your
the link.
character sheet. It should be under your features and traits somewhere, probably.
And I will say, I hate to do. Could we wrap it up somewhat soon? I have to wake up before 4 tomorrow.
Yeah, I was expecting y'all to just jump into the water and not scout because Noah already knew the way.
Well, it's boiling.
Right.
We've seen too many cave diving TikToks.
Yeah.
The challenge isn't finding the way and getting there. It's how you're gonna hold your breath, and I mean you're gonna take some fire damage, but it's not like you're going to die.
What did it take with me? Water damage?
Healing,
No.
swiftness, resilience, boldness, light. That's not what I need. Transformation. I mean, I guess I could technically transform us into fish.
So, what?
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
I could
you have to
trans-
roll a d6 for it.
Yeah.
what if instead you made us, hear me out, a device that we could attach to our feet that, if kicked in the correct
Wait.
succession, could potentially increase our swim speed?
So, wait, no, I have a different thing. I have this thing called magical tinkering, which I can imbue a tiny non-magical object with a magical property of my choice.
Like our
Uh,
masks. Except for you.
yeah.
You don't have a mask.
Yeah.
Wait, you can imbue them with water breathing, theoretically?
Maybe not. It can shed a light. It can.
That
would
would
be
be
helpful.
Magical tinkering has a limit to it.
Odor, non-verbal sound, or a visual effect. So probably none.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Damn.
say it still has a limit to all the things it can do.
We could also check the city for like potions.
How long would it take us to get around the mountain, Micah?
Well, it's in the mountain, isn't it?
Well, yeah, but we have to go to the other side to get to the dwarven entrance.
Yes.
Well, you're 7th level, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at 2nd level, you're able to infuse an item called a Cap of Water Breathing. Is one of your infusions you're allowed to make. It does not require attunement. And you can also, since you're 6th level Artificer now, you can make a thing called the Cloak of the Manta Ray. Which will give
You
you, I
said it's
believe, if
magical
I'm not
outfit.
wrong, will give you a swim speed. And does not require attunement.
What's
But
up,
this,
Blaster?
what?
These are these are replicatable items in the table. These have nothing to do with subclass of Artificer. They are just a part of it. Every Artificer can make these items.
But the problem is I already have an artificer infusement.
You
Whatever.
would just end up replacing those existing infusions.
Yes, but I used. That was yesterday. Never mind.
Yeah, say it's a new day. You can use all your infusions again. You would have to
So-
recast your stuff later on, but for the sake of this, you have the ability to create items that would allow you to move. Cloak of the Manta Ray is actually a pretty decent item.
Where do you see this list?
His nerd stuff.
Is that in Tasha's?
Tasha's, that's where the yeah.
Okay.
Cloak of the Manta Ray. While wearing the cloak, you can breathe underwater, and you have a swim speed up to 60 feet.
That doesn't help with the.
Oh, that's the one that requires attunement. Ah, that's the 2024 version. There's a difference, but that's the one we'll be using.
I also don't see it in my fancy graph. That's fine.
Artificer is very
Oh,
poorly
okay.
designed on D&D Beyond, because it came with Tasha's. It's not a core class, so it's just haphazardly slapped together and not made to fit.
So if I
Is
take infused magic item,
At
That's so great.
6.
cap of water breathing, and cloak of manta ray. We've got this. Okay, you've said I've done
You
all
have
that.
Flash of Genius now. That's also very helpful.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in here that I don't know how to
Three
use.
infusions. Yeah, I know. Yeah, this whole puzzle was designed for you to know about your
Great.
class. Speaking, like, with the potions you can make daily, and the infusions you have that can really help you.
I don't even think water breathing's on the warlock spell list, so I don't even think I could have had a possibility of taking it.
It should be.
On the warlock spell list?
Yeah.
Oh,
Unless they changed it in 2024, you could do it in 2014.
Well,
So-
there's some things you can do quickly.
Yeah, it wouldn't. It would take like a minute to make each item.
Yeah. It's already set up, man.
I don't know if you can make duplicates. I don't think you can.
I think I can only make one.
So you could make the cloak, and you can make a cap of water,
Yeah.
and then everyone else would have to figure something out on how to get there. So
I can be a fish.
You be a fish.
to a degree, to a certain point.
until you take damage, and then you no longer are fish.
And then I can just power through, hopefully,
Yeah.
and figure this out.
Whatever Constitution scores around here. 11 plus 0. Teo
16 plus 3.
plus 3. Sanric
I'm +2.
plus 2. Noah, what's yours?
13 plus 1.
Okay. For the sake of this, holding your breath is 1 plus your Constitution modifier for how many minutes you can hold your breath.
I'm cooked. I'm so cooked.
Well,
It might be
give
2.
him
It might be
one
2.
of the things.
I think it's 2 plus your Constitution modifier. I think 1 is wrong. So if you're gonna give breathing equipment to anyone, it would probably be the twins
Jack?
who have the lowest constitution, because you know that the next spot is within 5 minutes of swimming, so you could get there.
Goodness sake, Katniss. Okay, so I have a
I can
cloak
just
and I
swim.
give the cap to Jack.
I think I also have the highest movement speed, so I could.
Well, Noah now has 60 feet of swimming speed
Yeah.
because
if
of the cloak.
Yeah, because of the cloak. So.
So Jack can breathe underwater. Noah can breathe underwater and has the cloak. You guys all take like an hour so that she can attune to it because it requires attunement. The new one does. And then I'm assuming you all jump into the water and take off?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
For the sake of this, you travel down. You get to the first spot for break for catching your breath. You will all take 4 points of fire damage. So Sanric will lose his fish form, and then you'll take Sanric, you'll take a total of 3, but you're still holding your breath because you were breathing before.
Yeah.
So you all managed to make it to that halfway point, and then catch your breath, dive back down, take another, 10 points of fire damage as you go deeper and deeper in, swimming through, continuing on, going deeper and deeper into this mountain. Farther down, the water starts to, like, it's boiling way more now. It's hot. It's burning. You're going to take another 4 points of fire damage, and I want everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
Said 4.
Don't we get a thing with Deo's thing? Don't we get a
Yeah,
bonus?
+3.
Technically,
So-
yeah.
17.
It could be the end of Sanric.
17. Do you have heroic inspiration still?
No,
Mm-mm.
I got used it.
21.
21, 17,
Or
4. Noah?
She's
What'd you get for your
17.
saving throw? 17?
Mhm.
What'd you get for your saving throw?
17.
17. Okay, so everybody except for Sanric passed. Sanric, you take a point of exhaustion swimming through this and taking the fire. It is overbearing how hot it is in here. It is killing you, and you're sore, and you're holding your breath, and it just sucks. So you take a point of exhaustion. You all eventually emerge in the chamber, and as you come out of the water, that is where we're going to end. I am sorry that took us 15 minutes over, but I wanted to get you
That's
inside
fine.
before we ended.
alright.
This is where we're going to end the session as you enter the Lost Temple of Magus.
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Let's go.
It belongs in a museum!
We're gonna get a cloak. We're gonna replace Jack's old one. He's gonna get a better cloak, and he's